Hello, hello, and welcome to Therapy of the Absurd, episode 33. How's everybody doing?
Fantastic. Woo!
Doing good. How you doing?
Good. My wife got her second shot today for her vaccination, so,
Yeah, I've been doing shots all night, so.
Yes. I wish I had some shots.
I'm getting my second shot on Sunday.
Oh, nice.
I'm looking forward to being down with the sickness. Actually, I'm type O, so I think I'm gonna just like cruise through this. I don't know.
I didn't know that. Like, I didn't know that. Like, because I think I'm A. I'm A something. I don't know.
A's the worst. You're gonna get it hard.
Shut up. I'm not asking.
It's all about blood type. Seriously, I'm O negative, and they say that's the like least susceptible to all this stuff. And
because of what we do know that O people, y'all could eat anything, y'all could do anything, like that. Like you guys are. Because my doctor, once I found out I was A.
Yeah.
Huh?
Starseed. Yeah. Like, I'm not trying to make a big deal out of it, but we're starseed, alien blood.
But I know, like, according to Eat Right for Your Blood Type, like I'm supposed to be vegetarian because I'm A. Like that would be the healthiest diet for my blood type. Yeah. I mean, I'm trying it out. I'm not vegan, but I work with being vegetarian unless I'm really, really hungry and there's only ground turkey. Then,
hey man, you got to eat what you got to eat.
That's exactly what happens. Nobody wants a piece of this when I haven't had enough to eat. Nobody.
Oh no, I was out promoting a gig a long time ago when I was doing music out in San Diego, and I tried to hand this lady a flyer, and she asked me in her valley voice, "Is this vegan?" It's like, what?
It was gluten free,
right? It was a flyer, girl.
Just like I just kind of like. Looked at it like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Dana, you're right, though, Dana. You have to know thyself above all else.
Above all else. Yeah. And then be true, because to thine own self be true.
Yeah. There you
go. Just so we call out the obvious, yes, Stacy is out. She got the second shot. She's not feeling very good.
Shots.
That's right. Too many shots. Not tequila. And Dan also is out for this week, but he will be back next week, and Stacy will be back as well. But we have an awesome guest host with us, comedian Keith Graver. Yeah,
Keith Graver in the building.
I'm a fill-in, drop-in. Normally, I'm a drop out by nature, so it's nice to drop in and fill in and feel needed and feel appreciated.
And Lauren is making a statement to what Keith said. Actually, type 0 handles COVID the best.
Yes, fucking told you.
Y'all get to do anything, type O people, and just anything.
Oh, anti-maskers are the new vegans. That's probably true, Ed.
I don't like Ed. What does that mean? Like, what? I don't even know what that means.
He's just being silly.
I think anti-maskers are more likely to be the cannibals. I don't know. Army Hammer, if you're out there, holla at your boy.
Seriously, huh? Your ribs gonna taste good. I don't wear a mask. What are you talking about?
I got a bone to pick with that guy.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure he's probably got a pile of them in his garage for real.
Right? Right.
I know that he doesn't have a dog.
He probably ate it.
He'd be digging up stuff in the yard all day long.
Wow.
That's what do we got here? They can't go 10 seconds without telling someone that they're vegan. Anti-masker. I don't know, man. Some of the healthy people I've met are wear a mask even when probably they say you don't need to wear a mask. So
yeah,
I'm still arguing. Like, even though I've had my first shot, it's just only one shot, and I stay strong and healthy. Like, I'm like, for everybody, just for all our sakes, because I don't know, what other people are dealing with. So yeah, I don't understand why people are like, I don't know if it's time to relax yet. I'll just say it like
that. Yeah, they were saying that they're taking down the 6 feet. They're trying to put it to 3 feet now, but that doesn't make any sense because there's still a shit ton of people.
It's been 6 feet all along. The amount of feet never made. If it's 6 feet, it's 6 feet. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We were dealing with rules of thumb forever. We don't have we never really got solid science on anything. And now we're dealing with all the variants.
It's true.
God only knows. I don't know. I'm gonna get my vaccines. I'm gonna stay away from people because I want to do it anyway. I'm going to stay masked because like this beard isn't really the most attractive thing on earth. And I'm just going to do my shit. Y'all can do your shit.
I think 3 feet, I'd seldom say things like this, but that's stupid. Like, because if it's 6 feet, it's still 6 feet.
No, yeah, no, I hear you.
Like whoever. Yeah,
I don't know when that's going to come into effect, but they were talking about it. And I was like, but there's still a lot of people that aren't going to get any shots till April 15th or 16th. Yeah. And then even then, like how many people are actually going to get the shot? Because believe it or not, there's a huge community of people who don't want the shot. Right.
Well, CNN, like I said, CNN reported that our hesitancy has been dropping like since December. And I think, here's the thing. I'm staying positive about herd immunity. I'm staying positive about people just, just surrendering, because it's our joke, was just that y'all are eating. If you're worried about what's in it, you eat hot Cheetos. You don't know what's in the hot Cheetos, but you consume that by the bag, several bags, but you worried about a shot, I don't know.
Joanna just posted, they just changed the guidelines for schools from 6 feet to 3 feet between students.
That's poor schools.
So our little germ breeders are,
I was going to say, the ones who bring the most stuff home anyway.
Well, that's the only time I ever got sick was when my daughter was in school. And not because I don't leave the house.
Is 3 feet like a moot point? Because like Florida is no feet. You know what I mean? Like, why are we even?
Come on, right? Come on.
For real.
Like Florida's a whole.
Yeah,
it's a mess. Like, I don't even know how you. This 3 feet thing is just dumb. Because
I'm not gonna talk too much trash on Florida. I'm still going for that Four Loko sponsorship. Holler at your boy. So I'm not gonna try and like make any enemies, but yeah, like I don't know.
But there's
yeah.
I'm sorry. When I saw the video of them having to like get the Dine and Dasher, like I'm sure everyone, I don't know if everyone has seen that video where they're chasing the guy out and they chase him out and people are twerking in the street. Like, I'm just kind of like, it's very hard. Target, Florida, you're making yourself an easy target. And then you have this horrific news story, like, oh my, well, I don't actually, it's too dark. The guys and the roofing, that woman, and it's just, the story is too dark. So I'll leave that where it is. But when the Dine and Dasher, I'm just like, they're twerking in the street. Like,
but I will say this, the easy target is what they call the target in Florida.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
there you go. Yeah, you want COVID? Go to Target.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the that's the thing, man. I know for a fact that little kids, they don't know 6 feet, 3 feet, 2 feet. They don't know none of that.
But my thing is, I don't understand. I'm like, who thought that was a good idea? Like, if we know scientifically that you need at least 6 feet, then why would somebody just say, well, we're just going to arbitrarily make it 3 feet?
Wasn't 6 feet just a number? I mean, that's not like viral, like
oh, I see what you're saying. I see.
Biology.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
a number we're throwing at the wall, and that came from the Trump era.
I thought that 6 feet was literally, I thought that was scientific. So you're telling me
Dennis, like, I'm gonna look
what I'm saying is that what I'm saying is I don't feel like we ever got any solid science. Like David Attenborough didn't step in and say, "Oh no, this is how it." No one. Stephen Hawking's dead. Like, we just had morons arguing, and we had like guidelines, and that's it. That's all we ever got. We never really got solid scientific information on anything.
I thought. Here's the thing. I thought that it was based on solid science.
They probably threw it against the wall, like Keith was saying, and that was the one that the people who didn't believe the virus, that were in politics or places of power, and 6 feet was what they came in that they could agree on, because probably maybe originally it was more. That's my guess.
You guys know I have to. You're right. Let me see.
I'm anti. I'm not anti. And I want to take precautions, and I want to be compliant, and I want to be safe, and I don't want to get COVID and die. All those things are true, but I do feel like I'm left wanting. Like, I don't know. I'm a science guy. I watch the Science Channel when I go to bed.
That's right.
Like, I need to know. I'm on a very need to know basis. I want to know every detail. Like,
I'm with you. I love the science.
That makes sense. You're right. And I'm not seeing a basis for 6 feet. They keep saying that this is what we decided, but nothing indicates that 6 feet is some great calculated.
Did you hear about the plexiglass thing?
So
the plexiglass apparently, depending on the environment, the plexiglass apparently is a bad thing because that inhibits airflow and creates pockets. So basically, most of the particulates that that are in the air that you'll catch COVID from are airborne and not necessarily projectile. They're mostly aerosols, me breathing into the air and you in turn breathing that air rather than me speaking and spitting on you, which does happen. We've all been at parties. We've all been to bars. But for the most part, it's the airflow. And what plexiglass does is it creates a barrier and a blockage of airflow. And so they did a few studies and they found out like in certain spots, in supermarkets, plexiglass is good because you got 100 people passing that cashier and there's going to be like whatever being spat. So that's fine. And plus the ceilings are 100 feet high as opposed to inside a school, for instance, where the ceilings are only 8 to 10 feet high and there's plexiglass. That creates an airflow pocket where it doesn't get distributed in the air system, and you actually might end up being more at risk for breathing in the aerosols, airborne, infectious whatever in that room. So like the science is important. It's not just like, hey, everyone put up plexiglass everywhere. Hey, everyone, stay 6 feet. It's like
there's plexiglass like at the like it's I guess where have I been recently? Where did I go? Not Starbucks, but I mean the Ralphs has put up whatever they've put up between the self checkout things, so they're divided. But I'm trying to think, where did I go recently that like in my laundromat, but I don't know, I can't think of these places that I've been. So it sounds like plexiglass basically like traps air as opposed to allowing free. That's what this boils down to. That
exactly. I will. Let me say this. Like, so any type of retail environment with especially like a large volume and tall ceilings, yes, plexiglass is good because it creates that barrier and there's enough airflow. But in confined spaces like offices. Or schools, it can be a problem. And they did the study. I heard it on NPR, and so there's just a little bit to do with that. And I guess just my point is like I want to know the science, And if you don't know, say you don't know. Right. That's the most important thing. Don't make some shit up. Don't ever make some shit up.
I'm looking. So during let me see. Apparently, William Wells. Let me see if we can find this. I did find a little bit. The World Health Organization initially suggested 3 feet, which was based on work done in the 1930s regarding tuberculosis.
Solid research, I'm sure.
Right. And that was based on. He found that droplets, bits of spit, mucus, and sputum, phlegm emitted when we breathe, cough, or sneeze tend to land within 3 feet if they are expelled. So that's where 3 feet.
Then they took away the 6 feet. That wasn't good.
Well, I mean, no. That's what I'm saying. Like, so in the 1930s, they determined that 3 feet was sufficient. What I'm trying to get to the bottom of is we doubled it.
I have some other research from the 1930s that I want to share with you guys. That's probably still viable. No, I'm kidding.
That was what they came up with. Yeah. So then, because there was no. So they're saying that during the SARS pandemic in 2003 is when there was evidence that the 3 feet might not be enough. And that's probably how we evolved. Yes.
If you're overshooting the mark,
say that again.
If you're overshooting the mark and making people safer, I'm fine with that. Like I'm
right. And so hear me out. So it says the study, which looked at just over 100 people, and this is from SARS, and was published in the New England Journal of Medicine in 2003. Was the basis for the CDC updating their message to say that people should stay 6 feet apart. So 6 feet isn't random, but it's just that they were trying to figure out, since it's bigger than 3, Yeah, like people have dug into this. So there isn't hard science per se behind the number 6. There's only hard science or research that proved in 2003 that 3 feet was not enough. And so the CDC just came up with, again,
a double onto that.
And again,
double onto that.
So what you're saying is like the formula there is 6 is greater than 4, which is, as far as I'm concerned, that's second grade math.
Right. But here's the thing: as a math teacher, I'm not mad at second grade math, like because I think ultimately
it's true math. Yeah, it's definitely.
Yeah, I mean because ultimately all we're trying to do is, will it equal those droplets missing me? So you're saying that if 3 could possibly catch me, but we double that, I can rock with that decreases the chances of me. You see, I'm leaning. This is my 6 foot lean. This decreases the chance of me getting hit with droplets. So, I agree. It's not high level. As a person who's studied math at all levels, it's not the highest level, but I think it will. I think for me, I can only speak for me. It will suffice.
I'm just an advocate for accuracy, because what if it's 7, and then B, what if we go too far and all those that's what pushes those anti-maskers off the edge. So what if we did 5? How many less anti-masks would we have? You know what I'm saying? Like I like accuracy because it gets more accurate results. That's all.
Oh yeah.
I feel you on that. But here's the thing: I think people who want to fight and disagree are going to find something to disagree about. And I think so that's my other thing. Like I agree with you. What you said that was extremely powerful is, what if it's 7? That I get. But for the person who's mad about 6, they're probably going to be mad about 4. They're going to be mad about 5. They're going to be
for sure. January 6th is your case in point for that.
January 6th, man. Woo.
Linda said 20
days since then.
Oh yeah, 25 feet to the audience in comedy clubs. That's 4 alligators.
Linda, welcome. We want to welcome Linda Marcus Smith.
I know Linda. How you doing, Linda?
We welcome her to I did her podcast today, and and I'm looking forward to her coming and visit with us at the Therapy of the Absurd before too long. So we love Linda Marcus Smith, our fellow comic from that fan show, like from any number of shows. We've all I'll say this. I want to say this too about our comedy community, just as it's non sequitur, no joining, no nothing, just a hard right there. Linda Marcus Smith being our only bridge. I've been in 2 festivals in the last 2 weeks, and it's amazing how the same comics that are like LA based or like that are in this same kind of flappers, and I say flappers as one of the common denominators, but there are so many denominators. Like we're all just like hanging together. Like I feel like we're all dating. Like I feel like we all see each other, more in COVID than ever. And so I just shout out Linda Marcus Smith as someone who I feel like this is my friend. Like I'm a 5th grader, 5-year-old kindergartner rather. You can't tell me she's not my friend. We've never met, but you know how you make friends forever in kinder.
Yeah. We're all in this the same speed dating circle, but there's no matches. There's no matches. We're just like, hey, you again. Nice to see you.
Yes, exactly. No matches. Just.
We want to also bring out our guests. We're going to segue into that. We have our guest. Mm-hmm. Did you want to bring her on, Dana?
Oh, I do. I was like, okay, let me see what Stephanie's going to say. No. So let me tell you about our guests. We have the most amazing guests. We have 2 amazing guests. It is International Women's Month. And as we ride this on out, next Thursday, it won't be. So as we round out the month, International Women's Month, we have 2 women tonight. The first up is Joanna Gosling. Joanna, I met again, speed dating on the comedy scene in the last 4 or 5 months. I met her. I'm trying to think, did we meet on a mic? I wish I could think of that. But I was just like, this girl is funny. And we just, again, I am the Harriet Tubman of comedy. So my job is to get everyone on the Underground Railroad. Like, hey, did you hear about this mic? Hey, over here, look at this patchwork in my quilt for your map to the next mic. Hey, look at the patchwork in my quilt for the route to the next mic. So just, on this road, she is funny. She has won contests. She's actually performed at the Laugh Factory, you guys. She won her first right. Coming up on 4 years of comedy. And she won her Laugh Factory contest, which she's going to tell us more about, like from right in Oregon. And then they flew her out here to perform at the Laugh Factory. She is also a round 1 winner of Uncle Clyde's Super Bowl contest at Flappers. And she also just performed with Brian Kiley and friends I think, and she'll correct me if I'm wrong, just last Monday, I believe, at Flappers, just coming up on the comedy scene. Hey there, Christina.
This is gonna guess what she's gonna.
Okay. All right.
Hello.
I was gonna say, that's not Joanna. Welcome to the broadcast, Joanna Gosling. That scared me, y'all. I need an audible.
Sorry.
No.
Welcome, scary, y'all.
What's up, Joanna?
Hello,
Joanna in the building.
Hello.
And when Dana said that you scared her, Christina, she didn't mean that meanly.
I should have said startled. Thank you, Joanna. Like I was like that didn't sound
It's all right.
Almost daily, just so you guys know.
That didn't sound like love.
We do a horror podcast, so it takes a little bit more, you know.
You guys, I was telling Joanna today that I was in Target and Elmer's Glue has like a Gorilla Glue version of itself or whatever. When I saw the Gorilla Glue on the package, I was actually startled. I was actually shook for just a moment. Wait, it's just glue.
Is there stanchions around it now? Like you can't, like you have to get it in the case or whatever.
I feel like there should be. I feel like there should be. There should be.
Oh yeah, anything like that, sure, man. People don't want to use their common sense and read it. And it happens to everybody, though.
To everyone, welcome Joanna Gosling to the Therapy of the.
Nice to meet you all. And Dana, I've met you before.
Right.
Yeah, so Joanna and I actually we met on Jokes from Home with Mayor. Is the first time I remember meeting you. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for the great memory. Joe, and we're looking to have Mayor on the broadcast, and thank you for that. That's a great comedy producer, great cat. So Joanna, like the big question, what got you into comedy? Let's start at the beginning.
At the very beginning.
Yes.
Let's see. So when I was 13, I was I'm seeing someone in the background with a cool shirt with a face on it. Whose face is that?
Yeah, my boyfriend.
His face?
Stop it.
It's not his face.
Because later on, I thought we'd have a competition to give away some merch, and I've got my face.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
I only have 100 Instagram followers, but I have merch, so nice. I'm totally legit.
Here's the thing, Joanna, can I just say that merch is the substitute for an OnlyFans? Like, I'm not going to do that. So I started a merch page, and that's what you do.
We've had two options.
Yeah,
there you go. Yeah. So maybe tonight he'll win my face on a shirt, and then he can walk around the background with that as well.
Nice.
So anyway, when I was 13, I was at a summer camp, and they had an open mic, and some of my friends were like, "Hey, you're funny. You should do the open mic." And so I ditched the recreation time and wrote out my little jokes and had like 30 seconds of material. And I went up on stage and I told my jokes, and I got heckled. And a girl in the front row told me, like, as I'm telling my joke, she's like, "That's not funny. You're not funny." And I sat down and I was like, I am never doing that again. And then I didn't until I think I was like 29. And I started to think, I don't know, I'm approaching 30 and I'm sort of trying to figure out what I want to do with my life and that kind of thing. And I thought, maybe I shouldn't live my whole life based on a vow I made when I was 13. I'm going to try it again. But I live in a small town in Oregon, and there's no comedy scene. And so it took me a couple of years to kind of get it figured out and start doing it. So that was June is 5 years ago since I started doing comedy.
Nice. As of last year, correct? You're saying?
Yeah, June. This coming June will be 5 years.
Oh, okay. Well, congrats.
Coming up on Annie.
Congrats. Yeah, absolutely.
First
so
I'm
halfway to legit, because I think it's like 10 years in, then you're like, oh, okay.
right. Halfway to too legit to quit. Gotcha. So tell us a little bit. I think it was in Laffy Taffy. Tell us about this Laugh Factory contest. So
being in Oregon, and not even in a big city in Oregon, small town Oregon, there's not a lot happening here comedy wise, but even before Zoom and the pandemic, there was still online opportunities. And so Laffy Taffy, the candy, was having a competition for their chief laugh officer, which was a $10,000 salary to the chief laugh officer. And so I submitted a video online, and then I had to write 3 Laffy Taffy style jokes and, put it out there, and ended up winning, I was one of 3 finalists, and they flew us down, and we got to perform at the Laugh Factory, and
wow.
Nick Cannon was the host, and it was great. My husband was wearing my face shirt for it.
Oh, that's a man right there. Nice. You keep that man.
Oh,
that's branding too, by the way.
That's amazing.
You got a brand.
Yeah. That face right there, that's my brand.
That's
until
important.
I come up with something better. It was so funny though. So my husband was wearing that shirt, and Nick Cannon saw it, and, like, from stage, and was like, Mariah Carey never wore my face on a shirt.
Ooh.
Maybe she had, we'd still be married.
Yeah, you one up them.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Right. What's the highest note you can hit? That's the question.
Also, good for Nick Cannon. You know?
Right? Yeah. I go low on the scale. So I don't go very high.
That's fair. That's
awesome.
So I have a question about that though. Like you and I have been having a conversation about like contests. Like at that moment, did you feel more legitimized about this choice to say, because how long ago, if you've been 5 years in this year, then that would have made this whole thing ago in 2016. So
yeah, so that contest I think was in 2018, so 3 years ago.
Right. So did that feel like, hey, I'm a little bit more legit, or how? Like, what did it do when you got the call? What were you thinking?
Yeah, well, it's funny because I think for all of us as comedians, we all have a little bit of that imposter syndrome of like, at what point can I call myself a comedian?
Mm-hmm.
And and so it's like, well, I made someone laugh once, or I told a joke on stage, or maybe it's the first time you get paid. So I know I have a picture of myself holding my first money. I think I got 30 bucks, and it was like, okay, now I'm legit. So there's little,
it was the whole first year for me, Joanna.
What's that?
It was the whole first year for me. The imposter syndrome, like the entire year, just like every minute of it. It was like, why am I doing this?
Well, only 1 year is pretty good, I think.
Oh yeah.
She's got a point though. She has an absolute solid point.
So I think winning a contest is definitely it does make you feel kind of legit. But then I mean also with comedy, if we're doing it to just get other people's approval, then that's going to be a long hard road. And so it's like you have to have enough of your own confidence to be like, yeah, I'm a comedian. And if you don't get my jokes, you're not my demographic.
Yeah.
Right.
But then also
cheers to you, girl.
Along the way, it's also sort of nice to have some like other people agree with you. So it's that kind of that balance.
Right. Right. So that's the thing. Now, Linda Marcus Smith, who's in Portland, just asked what town.
So I'm in now Linda Marcus Smith. If you know where North Bend is, I will be impressed, because usually if I say North Bend, people think it's the north part of Bend, but it's not. We're like across the state from Bend. So Coos Bay area on the southern Oregon coast.
So not near the Blockbuster is what you're saying.
That's what I was about to say.
I know.
Damn it. Never mind. You know what? That's the only reason we had you on tonight.
Sorry.
Blockbuster, damn it.
That was a total whiff on our part. I'm sorry.
That Blockbuster, though, it had a, I think in the early part of the pandemic, to raise money, they had a contest that you could enter to win a night stay there, and they had it kind of set up as an Airbnb that you could spend the night in the Blockbuster. So
I think I saw that somewhere. Yeah.
That sounds weird.
You want to sleep in the video store? No.
Well, I mean, all the videos you could think of,
Right. That sounds perfectly strange.
Includes a white Mustang. Yeah.
When I was a kid and I'd go to the video store with my dad, it felt like we were there all night picking out a video. So
Right.
Yeah, it can take a while. That's for sure. Oof.
But there were no sleeping bags, though, correct?
No what?
No sleeping bags, correct?
No.
Okay, so this is definitely weirder. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Linda, when you come out to the coast, come and visit me. We'll say hi.
There you go. Nice.
So she's got it right on the way to the coast. So
you know me, Dana. I'm always making friends.
Yes. Yes. Now, you guys, I have to say, for me, everything can be sometimes a flower festival. Like Joanna is a true to heart, legitimate joke writer. Like there is all like I think obviously we've all taken our classes wherever we've taken them. We've all or learned from wherever we've learned. I don't, I'm not assuming, but like set up punch. Like we're Judy Carter, we're comedy buddies, confession. But where does that come from, like Joanna? Because you're not necessarily like a huge storyteller, and I'm sure you're perfectly capable, but you clearly specialize in jokes, like just set up punch. Where do you think that comes from?
Well, I think I've always kind of seen the Linda, you can come all the way out from Vegas and visit the ocean too. Either way, we can hang out together.
Shout out to Linda.
Same direction, by the way.
Yeah.
Just longer drive.
Yeah, exactly. I have always sort of seen twists and puns in my head. Like I'm always seeing like plays on words. So even like today, I realized it's National Waffle Day. And I was thinking, can't make any decisions.
Yeah. Do I want maple syrup or honey?
I can't make up my mind. I'm just waffling all day.
That's right. I like your restroom joke. Yeah, restroom joke you had.
Oh, thank you. I do post, so kind of with the joke writing, sort of forcing myself to be creative. I have kind of committed to myself that every Monday I write a joke and post it, which, I mean, ideally it'd maybe be every day, but, I don't want to overcommit.
So that's the real comedian spirit right there.
Exactly. Right. So the joke I said the other day was that my boss has an open door policy, but it gets really awkward when she uses the bathroom.
I like that one. Yeah. That one's awesome.
I imagine Michael Scott when you in the joke.
World's best boss.
One of my favorites is why does it keep failing? Like every time I think of it, then it floats away. Oh my gosh. All right. Pass. Come back to me.
And shout out or plug for if any fellow comedians haven't heard of or don't know about the Hot Breath comedy.
Oh, yes. I know about that. Awesome.
Yeah. Joel Byers on Facebook. Every morning there's the Right 10 Club. I have yet to win. But you posted, they, give you a random word, you post a joke, and then everybody kind of gives you likes and you can win. So it's not about winning. Cause again, we're not here to get other people's, approval. It would be nice though, if somebody could once in a while like a joke of mine. But it's great because it forces you to, get in that writing habit and,
totally.
Absolutely.
I was going to say, that the challenge of forcing yourself to write and process and flesh out and all the things that you have to do daily.
Right. So yes. Yeah. I remembered it. So Joanna, you told this joke one time about going to the post office and there was a long wait. Do you remember that joke?
Yeah. I was in line at the post office and I get up to the counter and the cashier says, "I'm sorry about your wait." And I was like, "You're not the one that should be apologizing about my weight. If anybody should be apologizing about my weight, it's all the Thin Mints and the Girl Scouts. That's who we're going to blame our weight on."
I like that. That's cool.
On the topic of writing, I was listening to a Brian Kiley podcast that he did a while ago, and he was talking about writing and just being he's a writer for Conan. And he said that amateurs write when they're inspired and professionals write. And so that, I think sometimes we're kind of waiting like, okay, I should, if I think of something funny, I'll write it down. And obviously you should do that. But the kind of discipline of like, okay, I'm not just going to, write something when I feel like it or when I'm, inspired, but writing all the time.
Yeah.
I feel and so like what I call the inspirations is the download. So you get a free download, straight to your brain from wherever it came from, and then you write that stuff down. But then there's also there's the grind, I do a show where there's a certain writing format that has to be, and I don't get the choice of saying, no, we'll push this until I think of something. You have to, that's the job, is you have to write. And so you have to develop like personal formulas and certain ways and routes in your brain to get to that funny.
And I've thought about doing things. So I do this, once a week joke, and that's pretty low commitment. And I've thought about, different things like doing a kind of weekly take on headlines, or I was thinking of something called like the irony report, and just sort of giving like things that are ironic. Like, for example, here in Oregon, we have recently decriminalized all hard drugs. However, we are still the only state in America where you have to have a prescription for Sudafed and cough syrup.
Whoa!
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Like,
as someone who used to work in a Walgreens, that's insane. That's crazy.
So that is like the definition of irony. And so like I've thought of a couple of those, and like, oh, it'd be cool to like every Tuesday irony report or something. And it's so hard because it's like you want to put the pressure on yourself to do it, but then it's like the pressure starts to get too overwhelming, and then it's too much. So it's kind of finding where that can, because I think the other thing is like podcasts are super easy to start. Well, I mean, not this podcast; it's very thought out.
We're trying.
No, they're a dime a dozen. Let's face it.
Yeah. But anybody can start a podcast. But it's like, if you're going to start it, you need to have 10 episodes banked to make sure that you can, kind of keep it consistent. And
yeah, exactly. It's one of those things where it's like you are your own discipline. Like the only person disciplining you is you. So how far can you go with this? And I mean, it's hard to tell yourself like, this is how much you can do. You can do 3 episodes, then you lose interest.
Right.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. You don't want to lose the fun.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm an idea person. I always joke, my husband and I, we've been married almost 18 years. I added one accident.
Ooh, congrats.
On our wedding invitation, we accidentally put the wrong year. So we always joke about like, so is this 18 or 19? Like, I don't know. It's we've been married a while. And so I always say that I'm the gas pedal and he's the brake. And like, you really need both in a car. And so I have, what's that?
He must love that.
He wasn't always the brakes. He used to be a little more like willing to say yes to stuff. And then, well, that's a whole other story, but it was, he realized I need to start saying no to some of these things because, I'll be like, I should get my real estate license. Oh, we should, buy a house. I'm going to get my MBA.
You have to say no at some point. You have to set something. You have to set some boundaries,
I have a similar dynamic. My wife is the brakes and I'm the gas pedal. And I'm also the nitrous tank in the trunk too. Like, it's a little bit too much.
Keith is always the special button. Then you're like, are we going to go fast? We're going to go fast.
Turbo boost? I thought I heard you say turbo boost.
Hit the red button? No, don't hit yet.
I was in my brother-in-law's Tesla and he put it in insane mode. And it was,
wait.
That's a real thing?
It's a real thing.
Insane mode?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's like where you go like from 0 to 60 like real quick. In my nice little neighborhood, small town residential neighborhood.
What? That's an option?
And they literally have that on that 17-inch iPad that's in the dashboard. Yeah.
Now, and I have been advocating that maybe we should stop using. So 3 years ago, one of my very best friends in the world attempted suicide and has been on a journey and a path forward, and she's doing much better. But since that time, I've really been trying to stop using words like crazy and insane. Just so I've incorporated bonkers into my into my vocabulary.
Yeah.
But the Tesla was literally insane. I was it was like I don't like this.
Wow. I have an interview question for you. Like, this is amazing. Like, who would you say your influencers are? Like influences. I can't talk all of a sudden. Who are your influencers?
Now, does anybody have a guess of who I get told that I remind them of?
Can I guess?
Yes.
I'm feeling a little bit of Dimitri Martin.
Oh, okay. I could see that.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else?
A little bit of Ellen.
That is the one that I've gotten probably 1,000 times since the 7th grade. I guess it was like 1998 was when she started getting popular, and I often get, and what's interesting is people always say, has anybody ever told you that you remind them of Ellen? And it's like,
they're like, let me tell you a story.
Yes, they have.
Nobody.
I remember one time I was in high school, and it was
Ellen said it once, but it was weird. Yeah.
I did send her a face T-shirt just in case she wanted.
Okay.
Oh, you seriously sent Ellen
the difference? Yeah.
But her underling probably didn't give it to her, and then she got mad at her.
And she beat him for it.
Yeah.
Right.
One time when I was in high school, I was in a Ross shopping, and a girl that I sort of knew from high school came up to me and was like, "Oh, you remind me of, what's her name? Oh, that one lady." And I said, "Naomi Campbell." She's like, yeah, you remind me of Naomi Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
So, I could be a supermodel.
Oh my God.
I have done some modeling, actually.
I'm more of a Nev Campbell, just so you know.
That is too funny.
Oh my God.
But I feel like in my mind, I honestly thought in terms of influence is not who you look like. I thought like Rodney Dangerfield. Like I was just thinking of who are the joke tellers? Like,
Yeah. I mean, I would say I do love me some Ellen. And I think one of the things that I kind of think about as far as influences, yes, I was going to say Wendy Liebman. I've only ever seen her name in print, so I don't know if I'm saying it right. Somebody just told me about her, and I've been really enjoying her comedy. She told us, like, it was cracking me up. She said that this is a Wendy Liebman joke. How did she say it? My mom asked me, when are you going to stop dressing like a mime?
See, my guess was like immediate reaction. I was going to say Jimmy Carr.
Oh.
Ooh, I love Jimmy Carr.
I love just that one line confidence. I fucking love it, and I dig it.
She doesn't seem as purposely hurtful as Jimmy Carr.
Oh, and I mean, it doesn't, like, for me, like, yes, most of his shit is very, like, cut deep to the bone, but some of it is very fluff. Like, he warms you up a little bit, you know? You gotta have those little, I gotcha, you know?
I always say I'm a toaster, not a roaster.
Mm-hmm.
So I always like to be, positive and welcoming. And, I mean, there's so much in our world that divides us. And so I'm always looking for comedy to be, what can kind of bring us together and that kind of thing. The other one, like, not a stand-up, but like Lucille Ball, like a quote that she had was
as an inspiration, you mean?
Yeah, because one of her quotes that I love is when she said that I'm not funny, what I am is brave. And I thought, that is so true. It's like, I think a huge part of being funny is just being confident and being willing to put yourself out there.
Funny comes with the process, and bravery is the first step to actually doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like I mean, the first step to becoming funny is like letting go of like what people might think of you and just letting that go.
Right. So then, Joanna, where do you see yourself? Do you see yourself as kind of like a Netflix comic, or do you see yourself as someone who, because I think the cool thing about the time we're in now is we get to carve it. I think Keith, Christina, Stefan, we all have a genuine opportunity to carve the lane that we're looking to be in. Even pre-pandemic, pandemic to me has highlighted that we have to shape our own opportunity. But like all of the
inspiring me right now.
Oh wow!
No, I mean it. Yeah.
No. I think that's my.
I didn't think of it that way, and that's totally true.
And I asked this because even like I said, even more so in the pandemic, but before the pandemic, one of the conversations I was having with some friends is that there are like just numerous streaming channels, and that's before the addition of more streaming channels. Since we got in pandemic, I said there is an avenue for everybody to get in front of wide audiences. There really, really is. Now, we still have to learn who the players are, how you get an agent, like who puts that stuff out there, but that you can find a lane is, to me, there's just more lanes and more ways to access getting out there. If you were, it's like the college counselor or the high school counselor, you don't have to carve it today, but if you were carving a lane, what lane do you think you're carving for yourself?
A couple of years ago, I was watching a Steve Martin masterclass on stand-up comedy. And like one of the first things he said, he like looks into the camera and he says, "There's room for you. In stand-up comedy, there is room for you." And I like got a little teary and was like, "Thanks, Steve Martin."
Yes.
But I think that, I think there's room for all of us. It's not like there's, a limit of like, there's, 2000 comics or 2001. Sorry.
I 1,000% agree with that. Absolutely.
And so for all of us, it's like, okay, where's my audience? And finding my audience. And for me, thinking about like, what does success look like? And I think we'd all like to be successful, meaning being paid to be funny. Like that's the goal, to, get out of our day jobs and, that kind of thing. I think for me, a huge part of what I love about comedy, one is the joke writing. And Dana and I are comedy buddies, and we get together once a week and just kind of come up with bouncing each other ideas off each other and that kind of thing. And I found like, I think I like it just as much hearing Dana saying a joke that I helped with, like in one of her shows. I think that like is just as fun for me as me saying it.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah. So, possibly doing something where I'm doing writing. And then the other thing is like, I know that introverts are kind of having a cultural moment right now.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But I am like all the way on the extrovert side of things. Like I am so energized being around people. And right now at my day job, my other two coworkers are both working remotely. So I am by myself for 40 hours a week. And like yesterday, somebody stopped by because they were looking for a dentist's office. And I was like, "Where are you going? What you doing? What do you need help with?"
You got 5 minutes?
What's your name? Are we friends now? So I think that I don't know what it looks like as far as specifically, here's exactly what I want to do. But definitely something where I'm getting to interact with a lot of different audiences and meet new people. One of the things that I do here locally is I do a lot of hosting of like local talent shows and awards banquets and, this or that fundraiser and that kind of thing. And I find that I like stand up a lot, but I also really like hosting and kind of the thrill of like, what you do when the sound system goes out and you have to go up and do a little song and dance while they reset it, or kind of that sort of thing.
That's actually one of the pieces of advice that was given in a festival that I was at, that Sally Mullins was basically letting people know, the great Sally Mullins. And she said, if you really want to work as a comic, learn to host, because you'll work a lot.
Yeah. She sure did. She sure did.
She sure does. My God.
She's on a lot of stuff.
Everywhere.
She's busy.
I will say this: hosting is, especially live, hosting's a lot of work. It's a lot of brain activity going on. It's not a cakewalk at all. You have to be on all the time. You have to have all of your little jokes. You have to be able to tag. You have to keep a mental checklist of everything going on and be able to introduce people. So hats off to you if that's a skill that you have and that you're good at.
Absolutely.
Well, I enjoy it. I don't know if I'm good at it.
If you enjoy it, I imagine that's step one. You know,
Well, that is, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because there are some people out there who you give them the task of hosting and they may be a great comedian, but they absolutely fold.
Mhm.
And they just, once you get them in a hosting position, they're just like, I'm shrinking, I'm dying. Pour water on me because I'm melting into a puddle. There is no fucking hope for me. There are those people there. So if you enjoy hosting, you're gonna flourish. Like,
right.
Yeah, you'll work a lot. That's for
And
damn
I
sure.
mean, I think the problem is that, you know, it's usually the host and then the feature and then the headliner. So it's like the host is sort of the you know, least talented, least experienced person. But I'm out here to change that.
No, but it's still a higher rank than all the other comics, you know, that are on a longer lineup. And you just get more exposure, more stage time, and people get to know, you know, who you are more than anybody else on that lineup.
And that's another way that I've heard watching other comedy documentaries that some of the people to go on their first comedy tours, a lot of them were able to get those because they hosted shows, and those comedians who were, you know, closing out the shows liked the hosts and took them on tour.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I like hosting. I think one of the things I was telling somebody recently, one of my favorite things about the journey is callbacks. And I don't have an issue going. I don't like going first, not because I feel like I'm less or whatever, you know, whatever the baggage is that comes with being first. But I don't like going first because then I can't do any callbacks. Like, I mean, unless the host has been magnanimous, which does happen. There's like all these callback choices you have when you're not first, and you know, and that's kind of
breaking the ice is tough.
and also, and here's the thing: as a host, it's a callback lover's dreamland because you get to come, you know,
you get tag on tag.
Yeah. So that's every single comic. You can take your pick of whatever you like.
And that's what I love. I think when I was asked to host, I was just kind of like, well, I love my 5 minutes of stage time. Because I was like, you know, just all new and ego and excited. But then when I did get to host, I was like, hey, but I get to like tag every fucking thing, like if I want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I totally get that, Joanna, that there's a magic there.
Now, I feel like that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, I feel like with a hosting gig, you get the freedom of like, you get to do your 5 minutes, but you get to pull that special ability out of like, I can tag on every single one of these motherfuckers that are coming out. And you do it in such a fashion that everybody's going to love you. That's why I love hosts.
And I'll add to that by saying that the host can do it more seamlessly than like if a comic coming up towards the end goes up and does like 4 or 5 minutes on tagging everybody, it starts to get a little bit like, is that all you're gonna do, bro?
Right.
But the host can do all those 4 minutes, but you know, throughout the entire show,
right?
It makes more sense, and the audience eats it up, etc. So it's a great
eat
gig.
it up.
I like it.
They know you, they love you, they're gonna trust anything that comes out of your mouth in between those sets.
And you're talking about me, right?
Yeah, we're all talking about you, Joanna. Yeah, all of it. We're saying like, yes, queen, you do it. You go host.
I host a local. We have like so my town's like 9,000, so it's pretty small. But we have a local variety show, and it's like singers and dancers and a little kind of yeehaw comedy type thing. And one day for it, I was wearing a dress with pockets, and so I kind of just started out talking about how wonderful pockets are, and you know, if you don't, every dress needs pockets.
Absolutely.
And then fast forward in the show later on, like the comedy team had done their little skit, and one of the gals had dropped her glasses, prop glasses on the stage. And I walked out and I sort of tried to hand them to her, and she didn't see me. And I just stuck them in my pocket and smiled. And like, you know, super silly small thing. And the audience just lost it of like, oh, she had pockets and she put the glasses in the pocket, you know. It was that's amazing. And it was just one of those, you know, sort of magical moments that happen.
Callback. You don't get those very often. You don't.
You don't.
Okay, so our
On-
time's getting short. So should we do a giveaway?
On that,
for
we
my
want to
merch?
go into the segment.
Okay.
Right before we go into the segment, though, all right, we have a contest because Joanna has a shirt. So as we get ready to go into the contest, all right, Joanna, what is the magical question? And then we will track your winner so that they can get a T-shirt.
Okay, so let's see. I'm Oregonian. Well, I grew up in California, but we left there because California. Well, never mind. You guys know. You know how California is.
Right. Because you didn't want to end up California sober.
We know.
Yeah.
You didn't want to end up California sober like Demi Lovato, like still
Well,
smoking.
now I'm Oregon sober, which I guess is, like everything's allowed. So I don't even know how that works. Anyway, so does anybody know? And I guess you could be the first one to look it up. The state motto of Oregon.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Right. So any first person to put the state motto of Oregon in the comments gets.
I'm pretty sure the state motto of Oregon is no allergies allowed.
Right.
That could be because you can't get cough syrup without a prescription.
Because of the Sudafed thing. Yeah, sorry.
We're actually a huge grower of not just, legalized weed, but also grass and grass seed. We have a huge alfalfa industry. So a lot of people struggle with allergies.
There's a lot of allergies.
Yeah, there's a lot of those businesses sprouting up, I hear.
Hey.
Oh, we did it, guys. We made comedy tonight. Thank you.
So
I'd like to thank
all of our people on the live stream must be looking it up feverishly.
Yeah, so while we wait for somebody to come up with it, we have a slideshow that we want to talk about.
Somebody Google it. Come
motto
on. That's what we were thinking you would do.
What is the motto?
I know you want this shirt for your boyfriend.
Yeah.
I absolutely want this shirt for myself. What are you talking about?
Right.
Well,
You
the great thing is
beautiful
with
woman.
the face shirt. With the face shirt, you get to say, my eyes are here.
Joanna, Joanna, here's the only thing I want is I want to see Joanna wearing the shirt with Joanna's face on it. That's all I want. A picture of that, and that's fine.
Ricky says Elias.
And then a picture of that on the shirt, and then a picture of that on the new shirt.
Uh-huh.
Amazing.
We'll just keep it going.
And then a picture of tourists taking a picture of that.
Exactly.
Next to a stop sign or something. Yeah.
Yes.
That would be great. So alias.
All right. Well, maybe we'll let people keep thinking about it.
Okay, so we're gonna add this to the stream. This is our little silly thing we're gonna do right now.
And we do have a winner. So we'll come back to our winner.
Okay.
Great.
So
All
how
right.
would you change the chocolate candy game if you owned a chocolate factory?
Oh.
So we have any folks here that like C's Candies or Godiva?
I like these.
I'm a C's Candy fanatic. And I'm gonna tell you what changed the game for me. So I've been thinking about this question. Valentine's Day, I spent 2 hours in line to get candy. I'm sorry, that's not true. The day before Valentine's Day, I spent 2 hours in line getting candy for Valentine's Day for friends. And I tried something at C's I had never tried before. They had a lemon truffle. And when I tell you that I would never have imagined that chocolate over a lemon truffle would be one of the tastiest treats of 2021 for me, you couldn't have made me believe it. So I am officially like on the bandwagon of somehow working with citrus things with chocolate, because I don't know how much luck we would have, but that lemon truffle, I recommend it. C's did not pay me. I'm just going to tell you guys that.
I believe it. I had a chocolate covered dried orange peel candy once, and it was delicious.
Ooh.
Right. And truffle is also my new best friend. And I'm mad because I missed that Trader Joe's used to sell a truffle ketchup, because now you can get truffle ketchup umami burger. I digress.
Different truffle.
So my idea for candy would probably be in the vein of that lemon truffle. I would try chocolate over a lime truffle, like over a lime truffle.
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
So
Interesting.
My contribution, and maybe even tribute to my street vendors that put lime and salt on watermelon. Maybe a little sea salt sprinkle on it.
Okay.
So maybe we have a chocolate covered with lime truffle filling with a little sprinkle of sea salt. That is my contribution, people. Handcrafted.
That sounds delicious. So, are we pitching? We're pitching our candy ideas here.
Yes.
Is that what's
Yes. Anything you got.
Oh, okay.
Here's my idea.
Chocolate people.
Okay, I'm pitching the easy box. Okay, this is called the easy box of candy. All right, there's no drama. You don't have to worry. You open it up, and it's all coconut pieces with a bite taken out of it, and you know that they all suck. You don't have to do anything. Like, you know, each one of them is horrible. Everyone's already taken a bite out of it and put the rest of it back in the box, and you just move on to the next box of chocolate. That's the easy box. I'm selling it now. C's, holler at your boy. I'm offering it for sponsorship. Like, hit me up. You know me on the socials, guys. This is an easy win. I don't know. What do you think?
I like it. Okay. I like it. What about Christina or Joanna, whoever would like to go?
Go ahead, Joanna.
I was thinking that whatever type of chocolate it was that made Grandpa Joe in Willy Wonka get up and dance after 20 years of being bedridden.
Yeah, that sounds like weed chocolate.
That weird car key party that he had with the other grandparents.
Yeah, that's the kind of chocolate I want, is the Grandpa Joe sing and dance chocolate. Although I do think it also took a dance number and a musical, number for him to get out of bed. So maybe my chocolate has to be accompanied by music.
There you go.
Joanna, that's AKA Molly, just chocolate covered.
I think that's legal in Oregon now. So.
Oh, there you go. Chocolate Molly.
There you go.
Decriminalized is what we're
There you go.
Does nothing for your allergies, but I believe it. Yeah, that's fine.
Music comes on and you start to dance. I like it. Christina, what about you?
I don't know. Like, I didn't have any time to think about this question, but if I thought about a C's candy box in front of me and I was like, I want to eat every single thing, it would either be drugs or it'd be cheesecake.
Oh,
just different types of cheesecake dipped in chocolate.
Ooh,
just like
covered cheesecake.
That's a mic drop situation, Christine.
Like just like different types of cheesecake with like fillings and everything. Like they have the little wavy lines on top to tell you, like, oh, this is strawberry cheesecake. This is, tiramisu cheesecake. There's a circle if you want just chocolate on chocolate cheesecake.
Mm-hmm.
Make it possible.
Yeah.
Right?
That's too good.
That sounds delicious, and I'm here for that. An entire box? Yes.
Yeah. My wife would like love that. Like to the 10th degree. She is a cheesecake crackhead.
That is, I love cheese. You think that's going to outsell my box? I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Mine's way easier to navigate. Like, know what you're going to get.
There you go.
But at least the surprise would be something delightful and not like coconut and a maraschino cherry, know? Like, it wouldn't be just like one of those bites that you're like, oh, this is not what I wanted. Like, at least a cheesecake bite, if you knew, like, if it was all cheesecake, you'd get something you'd like. Something, anything, just a little something.
Mm-hmm. And I hate coconut, so I don't think I'm
Me too, girl. Me too.
Keith, I think there's a lot of us that just even with the appeal of knowing, we know that it's coconut, so we're not getting
a lot of problems. Am I wrong? Like, you give this as a gift. You give this as a gift, and people are going to be happy with it. At least we're honest. Like, I respect your honesty. Thank you very much.
You shook out the mystery, so now I know how I feel. I don't have to try to think about it.
This is it's called the respect box. Like, I respect your honesty.
So I have 3 different boxes that I wouldn't say there's boxes, but 3 different types of brands that could be brands of chocolate. So we're going to start out with the first one. We have Randy Watson sexual chocolate. I think that would be amazing. Okay, I'm just saying.
It'd be salty. It'd be sweet. A little nutty in the middle. Yes.
A little butter.
There you go. There you go.
A little peanut buttery. Oh my god.
I think.
But it would leave grease stains everywhere. You know that.
Holy Lord! Oh man, I think it'd be tasty. It'd be tasty. And then we have our political, bitter chocolate. It's a politically bitter chocolate. It's called Trump's Crazy White Chocolate.
Right.
It's really bitter.
Right. They give white chocolate a bad name. Total bad.
Especially in 2021, right? His chocolate would be very bitter.
Look at Lindsey Graham.
That one. If it's Mitch McConnell's involved, you have to you have to make your own chocolate.
Yeah, look.
There's no handouts.
No, man. You saw his lips and his hand several months back, right? I don't think you'd take anything from him.
Mm-hmm.
And then to end on a fun note, we have John Candy's Canadian chocolates.
Hey.
I will take those.
Delicious.
I will absolutely take those.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I would take all of them and then apologize profusely afterwards.
Oh man, who doesn't miss John Candy, man? I really wish he was alive. Oh man,
Funny guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's definitely one of my all-time favorites. Who doesn't love Uncle Buck or The Great Outdoors, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
Yeah,
Right.
I love him. I love him to death, but no one lost a bet on that one.
Oh, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us, Joanna. We'll definitely have to get you back on the show at some point.
Let's do our shirt giveaway.
Oh yes, I'm sorry, my apologies.
So who's our winner of the Jogo merch?
Okay, let me tell you who our winner is because he came up with it. Ricky, I'm not going to try to butcher your last name because that's all that will happen if I attempt to say it. But it will be butchered. But Ricky was trying to come through when he wrote Alias. So Joanna, we needed a heads up that Oregon's motto is written in Latin, which I don't think is very fair. It does have the English translation. But, I had to go there so that I could be the fact checker, and support whoever our winner was. So bless Ricky's heart. I'm sure he was trying to type Ali's vola propolis, which means the wing thing. She flies with her own wings. So when he typed Alias, bless his heart, I was like, what is happening right now? The TV show with Jennifer Garner? Maybe not. And then I looked, I was like, oh, he was trying to type what it is. But anyway, and then he types, she flies with her own wings, which is very cool. Lauren says she wants chocolate now. So we want to congratulate, I'm so non sequitur. We want to congratulate Ricky Magapani. That didn't come out like I wanted at all. Ricky, congratulations, friend.
So get the podcast people your address and they'll give it to me and I'll send you a shirt and shirt size.
Yes. So Ricky, you heard that Therapy of the Absurd. We're on Facebook. We have a message box. I'm Dana Keel. And I'm on IG, Stephen Bowman. Like all of us the two of us are on Instagram. So if you DM us in either place, or obviously somebody's checking our box, Stephen, on on the Facebook. There I go, sounding like someone who is over 30.
That's the email right there too. Yeah. therapyofabsurd@gmail.com.
Sorry, Joanna. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, if I don't have the right size in stock, I will send you a mug with my mug on it.
Even better.
Yes.
Mug.
With your mug on it.
Got the merch.
Got the merch. You are
guys, you could also, if we're out of mugs, you get the half-eaten coconut chocolate box.
Yes.
Sorry, we're stepping down each.
They might take you on that, Keith. Be careful.
I'll fulfill every order. I don't care.
Oh man, toasted
thanks
coconut.
Everybody for having me. Nice to meet you both. And Dana, I'll see you at Comedy Buddy next week.
I'll see you next week.
Wait, real quick. Do you have any shows or anything coming up you want to tell people about?
I'm on Flappers on April 16th in the Yoo-Hoo Room, which that's virtual. So I hope that's not that. Yeah, I don't.
Like, is it are you headlining, sis? Or are you on a show with some people? Like, tell us.
I'm going last. Does that mean headlining? No. No, I'm just excited that they want me. So I don't really know the details, but like, share, and subscribe to Cher's fan club, and because I like Cher, the singer. Never.
Right.
I think it does mean you're headlining, Joanna.
Yeah.
What's that?
I say going up last is headlining. Joanna is headlining the Yoo-Hoo Room, guys. You heard it here first.
April 16th. And her Instagram is that your Instagram, Joanna J. Gosling?
Yeah, and my new website is live, JoannaGoslingComedy.com.
Joanna, are you on Twitter as well?
You know, I haven't gone there yet. I felt like it was too big of a commitment.
And that's fair.
Sorry,
that's
the
fair.
Twitter.
That is fair.
Absolutely fair.
I signed up for Instagram during the summer because I was doing a show and they said, tell us your Instagram handle. I was like, I guess I got to sign up for Instagram now.
There's your Instagram right there.
3 seconds.
Peer pressure.
Yeah, we have you there at Joanna J. Gosling on IG.
Yes, that's me.
Yep.
There's a new joke every Monday.
Every Monday. Thank you, Joanna, for being with us. We are so thrilled to have you, comedy buddy. I will see you. Oh, that's not what I meant. That's what I meant. We will see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye, Joanna.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
What a fun
That was
lady.
awesome.
Merch.
A fun lady. And she has merch. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And she has 3 daughters. She has 3 daughters. Like, to me, she's like a woman who has 3 girls. We didn't get to talk about family.
That's a lot of work. Yeah.
The
comedy on top of that.
Right. The oldest is 16. She's been married. So the oldest 16, like 16, 14, and 13 or something like that. Okay. Like, she's got these maybe 2 teenagers and a preteen, whatever it is.
But that's babysitting age. You know, that's where you're shifting off. Like, why don't you guys take care of it? You know, watch each other.
Right.
It's a lot of work to have kids and do this grind that we do, which is comedy. So
yes, make sure to visit her website at www.joannegoslingcomedy.com. And get the mug, get the t-shirt, find out where the shows are.
It's a cute ass t-shirt.
Oh yeah, it's nice. I like it. I like it a lot.
I do not recommend the box of half-eaten coconut chocolate.
Yeah, don't get that one. Don't recommend
that. Get that shirt. That shirt is way better.
That shirt is dope. It's like, it reminds me of the Attic shirt.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about? Without the bowler hat.
Oh.
It's so striking and it's amazing. I love it.
Very nice. Very nice. And we have a new guest coming up. She's from LA. She lives in Los Angeles, California. I met her doing a Flappers show. She was a funny lady. And we're going to be bringing her up. And her name is Grace. Grace, are you there? Here we go. Welcome to Therapy of the Absurd. Let me find you. There you are. All right, we got you, Grace.
Oh.
Grace?
Grace.
In the building.
We got you up.
The Sparkly Comic. Hashtag the Sparkly Comic.
Yes, hashtag the Sparkly Comic. How are you doing today, Grace?
Good. How about yourself?
Not bad, not bad. Your camera is facing the floor or the ceiling?
That looks like the ceiling to me.
Actually, it's not facing anything. That's a picture of something. I have no idea what. Because if I move the camera, if I move my tablet around, like, nothing happens. So I literally have no idea what the picture is.
Oh, okay.
And I have no idea how to change it either. My goodness. This is crazy.
Oh.
Okay, so you have a picture of the ceiling on your phone. Default setting.
Grace, it really looks like not a picture. Like, it's weird.
I literally don't know what that is.
Okay, and then
I literally can't.
I feel like I'm echoing.
I literally cannot even guess what that picture is of.
Okay. And is there any way to so is your camera off or on? Your camera must be off if you're showing a picture.
Mm-hmm.
It says a website is using your camera and microphone, so it thinks the camera is on for some reason.
Huh. That's strange. That's okay. I mean, if that's what we gotta, if that's what we're working with, that's what we're working with.
Obviously, I've never done this before. I actually, when I heard podcast, I thought it was the thing that you listen to on iTunes because I'm old school.
It'll be
and
on that too. It'll be on that too.
Audio. So if I had known, I would have.
My apologies.
in
I should have explained that a little bit more thoroughly. Apologies on that.
Just a quick question: is there somebody else listening to the podcast in the house?
I live alone.
Oh, okay. Well, that answers that. I was trying to figure out the echo, and I was like, maybe it's another person.
All right. Well, like I said, welcome to Therapy of the Absurd. We appreciate you coming on and hanging out with us.
Okay, so now, okay, did you just do that, Stefan?
No,
that was that. That was
that. I just resetted the settings. Resetted the settings. If that's a word, that's not a word.
Okay, that makes sense. So that's closer to like what is more like a human because now we see head and shoulders.
And that is exactly what I look like. How did it know?
Right. That is.
All right. So.
Oh wait.
I think. Oh, okay.
Okay. And we're all holding our breath.
That's okay. When I first used StreamYard and Zoom, a lot of that stuff just confused me, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't used to that kind of stuff. No.
That's my entire job on Zoom is literally figuring out.
Oh, there you go.
There's a beautiful face. Look at her. Oh my
God. Awesome.
Like, this is going to be a long interview. without her beautiful face.
There we go with everybody. All right. So whereabouts did you grow up, Grace, in California?
I grew up in Atlanta, Georgia. Well, people talk like this, and they eat taters, maters, and melons, and they drink sweet tea, and they put sugar in their sweet tea. And somehow they all still have teeth. I don't know how. Because they drink, I kid you not, if you've never been to the South, no, but it's like sugar water with tea flavor. It's disgusting. It's beyond disgusting. Yeah.
So where are you again?
I'm in Los Angeles.
Oh, okay. So you're from Georgia? Is that? You're from Georgia? Ooh, I'm on a big echo. Okay. Like, no, I didn't hear the city. I was trying to hear. So can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. There's a little echo, but I can hear you.
Yeah, there's a delay. There's a small delay.
Okay, and so I apologize, Grace. I couldn't hear. I just heard Georgia, but I didn't hear where in Georgia. That's what I was trying to.
Hotlanta, but it's really a misnomer because they really should call it. They really should call it Humidlanta because when you go there, pretty much anytime after like March, it's so humid. You step outside and you feel like you have asthma. You step outside and go.
Yeah,
so I wouldn't call it Hotlanta.
The air is sitting on your face. It's too much.
Right.
The hot air.
right. No, I'm from Alabama, so I went to school at Tuskegee. I spent a lot of time in Atlanta, and I fly in and out of Atlanta a lot. And all my friends at Tuskegee, where I went to school, have all migrated to Atlanta. Definitely one of my favorite American cities, just in the South. Period. Because I'm a Southern. I don't like. I feel bad. I feel like I'm struggling to hear you. Say that last part again.
The tea flavor. She was saying about the tea.
Right.
Yeah, if you know about the sweet tea.
When I moved to California, one of the first things that was interesting to me was that the McDonald's here did not have sweet tea. And so then eventually starting in Torrance before coming all the way into LA, like I think a McDonald's in Torrance or wherever was one of the first places when sweet tea came to the West Coast. I certainly probably don't like my tea as sweet as I think a lot of Southern folks, but I do love my sweet tea. And on a certain day from any McDonald's, I'm very happy to get the big the big sweet tea. I last for lots of lemon though.
Yeah, I gotta have like a raspberry, a peach, a mango, a green tea with lemon. So I don't know about. I can't do sweet tea.
No,
I can't do it.
I'm a dry guy. Like not a drop of sugar in anything. I'm a black coffee, green tea. You know, whatever the tea is, like it's just that, like no sugar. I don't know. They don't call it.
I was gonna say if there's no sugar in tea, I'm like, what is happening here? Like, not necessarily sugar water, but just saying, like, I'm like, well, then this is, and I need another drink. I'll gladly drink water, like,
or some tea with some tequila.
I have a sweet tooth. I love candy. I love, like, I'll eat a box of Nerds, but I'm just
You're just like Ed. Yeah.
It feels like a waste to get it in liquid form. Like I'm just, drinking this sugar water like a lab rat or something. Like
Which is a little bottle.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like, I don't know, natural. I'm getting an echo too.
I don't know what happened.
So we have a comment about that.
Echo base.
Yeah.
This is
might help if everyone used headphones.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. Like,
I'll try it. I'm gonna go to headphones too, see if that will help.
I got headphones. You guys want to be cool and use headphones?
I already
Mine
got
are
it.
like douchebag DJ headphones. Does that work? I don't.
All right, you guys. I just went to headphones. Did that make a difference in my echo?
Yeah, I don't hear any echo now.
All right, so I just went to headphones.
I mean, there's echo, but it's not like it was. It doesn't seem like it.
I was gonna say, Grace, do you have headphones?
Yeah, but I've just been listening to you guys talk, so I can go get them.
I still heard an echo.
All right, so hopefully, so this is so exciting.
I like your headphones, Keith.
It's more of a delay. It's more of a it keeps on repeating.
It matches your what is that? Like a snow trooper?
Yeah.
It's
Snow Trooper,
it's
G.I.
Storm
Joe.
Shadow. It's from G.I. Joe. You're
God
like,
damn it! I
all
was
right,
so
party
close.
people. Yeah.
I've heard this so many times.
Nobody gets it, and if you get it, you get it. It's fine. Inside jokes are cool because some people are on the inside. That's why they call them inside jokes.
That's right. So, Grace, how long have you been in California?
It'll be 15 years in August.
Okay. And what made you decide to come here? Comedy or something else?
Well, I'm an entertainer all the way around. I'm an actor, opera singer, pianist. I play flute, guitar, multiple recorders. I'm an Irish dancer, choreographer, choir conductor, pretty much anything. I've done it and can do it. So I just moved here to work in the industry.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Do you have any favorite spots as far as Los Angeles that you like to frequent for comedy or acting, improv type stuff?
Definitely Flappers. And I'm looking forward to the day when I can get booked to the Comedy Store. That would be like, dream come true.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice.
So, out of so many gifts and so many talents, what put you on the comedy journey with so many great talents?
Well, I love to entertain people. I've always loved to make people laugh. When I was a kid, I would memorize joke books, like the entire joke book. And whenever I found a joke, I would cut it out of the paper or the magazine or whatever and paste it in a book. So I had a whole bunch of books that I made myself. And then one day I just felt like the time has come to try writing your own stuff and being a comedian. And I went to an open mic and people laughed the whole time. So I've been doing it ever since and making people laugh ever since.
There you go.
There you go. Oh, yeah. So as far as your heroes of comedy, I know this is something we discussed behind the scenes. I was really curious after I saw your answer, because I'm also a huge fan, as I'm sure a few of us are, of the Seinfeld show. Do you have a specific episode that is a favorite of yours that really stands out for you as far as the show Seinfeld?
Oh, yeah. The Merv Griffin show. I've watched that episode probably 30 times.
Nice. One of my favorites. I don't know if it's a specific episode that he's in, but I know he's in a lot of episodes. I'm pretty sure, if my memory serves correct, there is a particular one that has this character a lot. I love the Soup Nazi. Really love the Soup Nazi. Yeah, I love that character. No soup for you.
I've often been called the Soup Nazi.
They did bring him back in the end.
Oh, okay, yeah. That one, and then the episode where George gets out of the pool, and I guess he's about to have sex, and he's running after the girl.
Shrinkage.
Don't leave. Yeah, the shrinkage. It's cold water. Everybody knows. Oh my God.
Well, the setup was actually really good. He was changing clothes, and she wanted to be the baby, and she opened the wrong door, and then goes, "Oh, sorry." And he goes, "I was in the pool.
Yeah.
And then they have the whole conversation with Elaine. Do women know about shrinkage? And she's like, "What? It shrinks? Seriously? How do you guys walk around with those things?"
Oh man. Christina or Keith? Or,
I could quote the whole episode if you want to hear it.
Oh, I know. No, I watch those. Oh man, whenever it's on. You guys have a favorite? Anybody else have a favorite Seinfeld episode, or Ray Romano, or any of your favorite?
I was gonna say, like, just to throw myself out of this, I'm not a fan of Seinfeld. I'm one of those people.
I'm on board with you, Christina. I support Christina in this. And
I was always a Friends versus Seinfeld, but I never got it until I saw his stand up, and I was like, okay, I get it. You're funny. You're funny. I get it. You forced me.
Blasphemy. Vampire.
I'm a little bit different. I love Larry David. Not as big of a fan of the Seinfeld stand up. And I don't religiously love Seinfeld. There's I know that it was funny, and but one
my
memorable
boyfriend
thing.
is one of those.
One thing that's memorable that sticks out is the time when Kramer was like really into Kenny Rogers Roasters.
Oh yes,
and the laser beam was shooting through the
sign,
peephole in his door, and then Jerry comes home. He's like, "What the hell?" And like a sniper rifle? What is that? And it's like a laser beam coming through the light from Kramer's window.
Oh yeah, from the signage from the Kenny Rogers.
There's a lot of memorable moments in that show. It was a very well written show.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not that it wasn't well written. Like, they're both very great writers. It's just that the show was not one that I would sit there and be like, this is hilarious. I cannot wait for the next one. It's the same thing with me and Jerry Seinfeld and Larry David. We all have to have a talk about, I respect you, I love you, I don't like you as a person. I just don't think you're, it's one of those talks, just like, I love you, I think you're great, I just don't think you're funny. That's
Guys,
it.
This has been another episode of Spit and Truth with Christina Ceballos, everybody.
I mean, I don't try to do that, but it's true, because there's very hit or miss Seinfeld episodes where I'm like, huh, that was hilarious. Or Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh,
I'm like,
I love Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Fucking hilarious. But it's not a hit every single time,
Grace, I'm interested. What is your favorite component of Seinfeld as the show? What do you think really made that show the best that it is? Actor, writer, part, any component of that show?
I think it's the setups and the detail that went into the setups. Like the one where Kramer goes to the Costmart and he's obsessed with buying everything in bulk. And then it just happens to be the same time when the guy with the handsome cab is out of town and lets Kramer drive it. And he just happens to feed beefaroni to the horse. And it just happens to be the same night that George needs to sneak a marble rye into Susan's parents' house. And he just happens to have Jerry throw it up to him. Like, all these details had to come together to make this absolutely amazing scene happen at the end. It's like, whoa, how did they come up with all those details and just, they all work together?
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's a layered. That's right. I would attribute that to the writing. the writing team behind it. And you know, I don't remember who all the writers were. I know Larry David was the creator. I know Seinfeld actually wrote on it. But yeah, I mean, I think that's where the brilliance was in the writing and the development of the actual plots, and just like the layering of bullshit on top of bullshit.
I am Team Christina. I gotta say, I didn't. When I remember, and this is, you know, just a thing. I remember when I saw Jerry Seinfeld on Carson. Like I remember that was like before he got the show, and I remember them introducing him. And it's funny, you guys. This is actually, I'm grateful for this conversation. I'll tell you why. Because without realizing it, that's probably one of the first seeds that got planted on doing stand-up for me. Like, you know, like it took me a long time to kind of get here, but I loved his stand-up. And then when the show came on, I was just like, okay, this isn't what I fell in love with. Like I see that. Hold on. Let me say. I see, like,
I'm gonna let you go.
Okay. So I see that, I see what I love happening in the show, but like, it's just not that interesting. And I won't lie, because of the time, I'll just say this. I'm very big and have always been big into representation. And at that time, because of where I was, and just in terms of how many birthdays I'd even had at that point in my life, that would detract from a lot of things for me. Like and I am, like I said, I've mentioned earlier, I'm a Southerner. So it's sometimes very hard to even see past the art when there is no reflection of you or anybody that looks or sounds like you or has a common experience. And I think, while what I loved about Jerry was the observational comedy of it all, because I think that was the other challenge that I was having in terms of my access to comedy, that everything seemed to be on the urban comedy side. There were these big stories about these very big ideas and these kind of odd things that happened to people. And Jerry Seinfeld was probably, you know, Bill Cosby had the stuff in the dentist office, which was also another seed that got planted. But Jerry Seinfeld, because it was an everyday experience, and I could literally relate to the smelling of smoke when the dentist is in your mouth. Like I remember that. But but Jerry Seinfeld, I immediately fell in love with as a comic, because I thought, if this is comedy also, then this is what I can do. And that was long before I stepped on a stage and even took it seriously. But then when the show came on, it and Friends both, I was just like, yeah, I'm out. Like, you know, for real, this is it. Okay, got it. You know, and I'm not saying I didn't miss out on some, you know, important stuff, but it's just, we're all where we are, wherever we are in that space. But I'm a big Jerry Seinfeld fan. Seinfeld fan, just wasn't really a fan of the show.
Yeah. See, I was the opposite.
I think maybe you should give it a second chance.
Okay, yes. And at this point in my life, just in evolution, thank you for that, Grace. I agree. I absolutely agree.
Because the first time I watched Seinfeld, I watched 1 through 9 in like 2 weeks and thought it was awful. And then about 10 years later, I watched it again and thought, wow, this is really funny. And the same thing with Friends. I watched 1 through 10 and thought, why was this such a big hit? This is such a boring show. 5 or 6 years went by. I watched it again and thought, this is hilarious. I love it.
I think
it's just the time in your life, maybe.
Yes, I do. I agree with that.
Friends is another thing where it was the writing, the joke writing for me with Friends. Like, I don't care about Ross and Rachel. I don't care about all this drama and the dynamic between the characters. The joke writing is...
We were on a break!
The joke writing was solid. If you go through Friends and take out the jokes and like this scenario, that scenario, and these are the gags and these are the lines that you got to deliver, and here's your punchlines, it was solid. Like, I'll take that writer or that writing team to create my sitcom, whatever I want to do, any day, because they were solid jokes all the time. You never had a bad day with joke writing on Friends. So
I'm the opposite. I love Jerry Seinfeld and the Seinfeld show, but I could not get into Friends.
Okay, so the way I got into Jerry Seinfeld was, like, I did not like Seinfeld. And then I started watching comedians in cars getting coffee.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, like, this man is funny. I don't want to admit it, but this man is funny. Like, he has some zingers. And then I saw a stand-up, and I was like, okay, I get it. I get it because the punch, like the setup, the punch, and then the deliver, I was like, oh my God, this guy is fucking amazing at what he does. I just saw it in the reverse order. You know, like, I mean, I'm still contemplating going back, Grace, like you said, going back and watching Seinfeld. I don't think that I have enough yet, but there's going to be a point where I'm going to go back and I'm just going to think Seinfeld is fucking hilarious. And at this point, I'm like, it's a 50-50. But I went through the opposite where I was exposed to him through Seinfeld. And I didn't get it and I didn't appreciate it at all. And I grew to like, I don't think this man is funny. And then I saw Comedians in Cars, and then I saw his stand-up and I was like, oh my God, he's a comedic genius. This is weird. It's weird to go backwards through that, you know?
That's like Larry David, man, when I watch Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Absolutely.
I love that show. I used to really like it, but I didn't love it. Now I went back and I rewatched all of it. And God damn, I hope that dude can pump out another 5 seasons. I really do before he dies.
Same.
I'm willing to go backwards to Curb Your Enthusiasm. Just because Kenya Barris had his show on Netflix that came out last year, Black AF, and he definitely tags Larry David in Curb Your Enthusiasm for kind of the templated idea of this, you know, this satire about yourself. So I definitely, for me, because I have so much respect for Kenya Barris and his work, then I definitely will go back and reconnect with Larry David, because I actually saw a little bit once, but it just, again, back to Grace's point about who we are at one point versus who we become at another point. One of the things that happened as we were headed into the election season, Grace, was that an organization of Black female producers got together to do some kind of, like, for lack of a better word, like raise your awareness in the African-American community and communities of color in terms of encouraging Black and Brown to fill out their census and to do all these things. And so what they started out with was they did an episode recreation of not Girlfriends, Jesus Christ, Golden Girls. But it was like it was Regina King, it was Alfre Woodard, it was a lot of actresses, obviously, that I respect and are respected,
amazing
women of color. And I'm trying to think who else was on there that night. It was really fantastic. And so that was interesting. But for one reason or another, I think because I grew up on Maude, I always loved the Golden Girls. But the next week, Grace, Keith, they did Christine, they did Friends. And so you had Sterling Brown, you had his wife, you had Lena Waithe, you had like all these people again. And even though, so for the first time I connected, and even though, yes, I was drawn to it because it was an African-American cast, I heard the material. And then I was like, I get it now. And so I appreciate it now. And like I said, it, you know, because they didn't try to change the script to reflect African-American life. They ran the straight script, but it was just, I heard it way better and was willing to receive. And I thought, okay, because also separately, I'm a huge Jennifer Aniston fan. I also love Lisa Kudrow. Like, so, you know, there's all types of reasons for me to go back. But to your point again, I'm definitely willing to go back at this point and check out way more, you know, than I was willing to give it a shot at the time. So,
I have Grace, I have a question for you. Mm-hmm. So if a show like Seinfeld was that inspiring for you at that time period, what's a show these days that sort of has the same sensibilities or the same comic inspirations?
That's a good question.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything on TV that's funny right now, honestly.
Whoa! Shots fired! Wait, we're not afraid to hit the truth.
I feel like when Dana and I both went pew 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 pew, it was like when you got two of the ships in Galaga and they were both shooting at the same time. That was the vibe right there.
That was the spread shot.
And it's not like I don't watch TV. I mean,
it could be
I was watching the
stuff
Connors
too.
religiously until like a month ago. I realized I've never once laughed at the Connors. It's not a funny show, so I stopped watching it. I'm watching Mixed-ish. Have not laughed once at that show. I'm watching Call Me Kat. Have not laughed once at the show. I tried Call Your Mother, Kira Sedgwick's new show. Love Kira Sedgwick. She's fabulous. Did not laugh once for 6 episodes. I thought, why am I watching this?
What about
There's
Rick,
nothing
Rick
on
and
TV
Morty
right now that is making me laugh.
Have you watched Rick and Morty yet?
I haven't heard of that one.
Ooh.
Rick and Morty? You haven't heard of Rick and Morty?
Mixed-ish made me laugh. Mixed-ish because I watched some Blackish.
Yep.
I had to do some research on a producer on this show. I mean, we're all industry people, so I'm just saying, like, I was having an opportunity to talk with one of the producers, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be talking to this woman, and I've never watched Grownish or Mixed-ish. Let me give it a go. And everything's a blessing. But I ended up like actually loving both, and certainly Mixed-ish. Like I found it funny, but I hear you like. Because I didn't know what to expect. Because I like Blackish, and I think Blackish is very funny. But like I think we're all looking for something that really touches us. Even with comedy, you're looking for something that still hits you right here. Because it's the laughter. But even if you don't, like I grew up. I can still remember watching a lot of sitcom television that didn't make me laugh, but that I enjoyed. Like I loved the Mary Tyler Moore Show. I loved Rhoda. I loved Alice. Like I think Alice probably brought me closer to laughter, but like I couldn't live without Mary Tyler Moore. But do I have any recollection of like sitting there and really laughing at any of it? And I was a kid, but I just felt connected to that work. Mm-hmm. So I don't always know if like, I think laughing at sitcom television really is a more, and this is, I'd have to do the research, is probably a more modern phenomena. Like Big Bang Theory makes me laugh. Like Big Bang
that's
Theory,
a very clever written show.
Totally makes me laugh. That
But it's also, it ended years ago.
Right. But at the time, I jumped on it at the time. Like it's something that I watched it with religion in real time.
It's still relatively modern compared to Seinfeld, so it might be
right. That's my point.
So I have a love-hate relationship with, and Christina knows this, maybe Stefan also knows this, the Goldbergs. I don't know. Great.
Just where he has that hate, I have that love.
Grace, have you seen the Goldbergs?
Yes. I've heard good things. I've not watched it, but I've heard good things.
I've watched several episodes, didn't laugh once, so I moved on. I will say though, I've loved American Housewife.
No, that's fair. Hey, it's fair.
The first few seasons, but the current season, they changed and/or lost so many actors. The whole dynamic of the show has changed. So this season of American Housewife has not been funny to me. It's entertaining, but it's not funny to me.
Never watched it.
Which is a shame because the first 3 seasons are so good, but this season,
Okay, Grace, how about Schitt's Creek? Come on. Work with me here.
Oh, love. There are moments that I back up. Like I have to instant replay when I watch it. Mostly Moira. Pretty much like every David, Alexis, does anybody have her phone number? I mean, like she doesn't have her own kid's phone number. Doesn't know what her middle name is. Doesn't know what her birthday is. I mean,
I am in a conundrum.
I'm a total David. I'm a David, and my wife is what's the sister?
Alexis.
My wife's an Alexis. I'm a David.
I feel like on the inside, I'm a David, but I give off a really hard Alexis energy. And so people are really confused when they get to know me and they're like, what? You're not what?
I won't be having any of that.
If you definitely get a chance, definitely check out Rick and Morty. I think you might really like it.
Well,
it's a very intelligent. It's a very intelligent comedy.
Asterisk. Time for the asterisk. That's an animated show.
Yes.
So,
well, shouldn't that count though?
It does, but this is not. This is different than everything we've been talking about to this point. So this is akin more to like Family Guy and things like that, where it's like this sort of animated comedy, and it's like sci-fi slapstick, in a way. It's like
has a lot of nostalgic stuff too.
Ridiculous, but very intellectual and meta, and maybe a little too deep sometimes, and just not deep.
maybe a little too deep sometimes.
It's like meta
Really?
dick jokes. It's meta dick jokes. I don't know.
It's a lot of deep a lot of times. Like there's at least 2 handfuls of Rick and Morty episodes where I can't watch them again because I was watching them like stoned or too drunk, and I'm like, this is too deep. This is too much for my
It's a
emotions
show you have to watch twice in order to absorb it fully.
This is a humanity show. Yeah.
It's pulling double duty.
Yeah, not only do you have to have a sense of humor, you also have to feel things.
Yeah.
And they both sucked when you can do them together.
I would put Rick and Morty in the category of Venture Brothers and Archer, where the content is so rich that it's worth a second watch just because you'll never catch on. Yeah. You're getting recapped with, it's not, they don't spoon feed it. Like they're like, no, you got to catch up with us, dude. We're moving here. You better snap to it, bro. Yeah. We're telling a story. And if you don't get it all, good luck. Tape it.
And in that sense though, it's kind of nice not to have that, like, okay, here's a story. We're going to feed it to you. We're going to wipe your lip while you're doing it, and we're going to give you another slice. Like it's something that you like, hey, we're going to give you a bite of something. Have a good trip. Have fun for the rest of the episode.
And that's one of my least favorite parts of the Goldbergs. It's a spoon-fed story every time. It's a very structured sort of like, here's the setup, here's the conflict, here's the resolution. And that's the thing with resolutions. Every time they deliver it to you, with the narration.
I don't know. That's one I just don't watch. I'm, always happy to see great stories being told, but just didn't connect with it. So I will give it a second. I mean, you're saying that it's basically got standard. I don't know, Keith. You sound like it's too structured. Is what you sound like.
Which show?
The Goldbergs.
The Goldbergs. It's too structured, but it's in a way it's like too perfect. Is how I would describe that.
Well, that's and I feel like that's from my way. That's what I feel like I'm hearing from you. That's what I feel like I'm hearing from you.
In a way, like the guy is it's too much of perfect storytelling, and so it just feels like this, setup, and it's just I don't know. I like it though. I do enjoy it, and I think I enjoy the nostalgia and the wackiness. I relate to it very, very much. Although I grew up in Philly in the 80s. And I grew up under very different circumstances than they did. And so a little bit, like it stings a little watching that, your basement was finished with no cockroaches? That's cool. This is a fun show. I'll watch this. It stings just a little. So.
He always has that. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, Grace, what is the recipe for the ideal sitcom for you?
It's a good question. Actors with a good chemistry and good writing.
Does female lead or male lead matter?
Nope.
I'm Stefan. I'm not asking you. I'm asking Grace. Look at your face. You got the stank face. Like,
I was just getting into it. I'm sorry.
No, I don't know. I love it. No, I'm teasing. I have to tease you. So it doesn't. Okay, got it. No, I was just curious.
Although off the top of my head, the only female-led comedy that I can think of, other than Golden Girls, that totally rocks is Miranda Hart's British show for the BBC.
Okay.
It's absolutely hilarious. There's one episode in particular called Just Act Normal, and the brilliance of that episode to me is it doesn't feel like a television show. It feels like two people riffing off each other for 30 minutes. It doesn't feel scripted. Doesn't feel forced. It is one of the most brilliant pieces of television I've ever seen.
Yeah,
I'm gonna check it out because I'm not familiar. And then do you like? Okay, I'm looking. I'm actually looking it up now, so I'm definitely.
Yeah, the British comedians and their comedy movies and television are way advanced, in my opinion, compared to here. It's on another level.
Yeah, I was gonna ask Grace before Dana popped in, or was gonna ask a question. I was gonna ask, have you seen Fleabag? Fleabag.
Yes, that's not my kind. That's not my kind of humor.
Oh.
I was gonna say, I fucking love that. She stole the show and she kept it, even with a bunch of male presence around her. She commanded that, and it was so funny and it was so good.
Like, I watched Fleabag once because of a black female comedy actress whom I'm very good friends with. Was just like, she just gave it the stamp of approval. I just found it like, I was like, she's so awkward that it's hard for me. It could be because I'm too connected to her awkwardness. Maybe there's this awkward inside of me, but what it took me back to, honestly, was, I think everybody knows Issa Rae's story. Everybody knows that before Insecure, she had a web series called Awkward Black Girl. Like, I struggled watching Awkward Black Girl because I was like, she's too awkward. And again, I think these things, when it gets painful, then you know that there's something that's like you're watching some part of yourself that you're uncomfortable with. And so that was, I think, how I felt about Fleabag. Like, I wanted to push through, but I was like, I think I need to meditate more just to push through this, because it's just like too, it's that she could do it, I think. And the same for Issa Rae as well as, and I feel so bad, I don't know the actress's name, but I definitely, have much respect. Phoebe Waller-Bridge. It just was like, this is painful. That's all I could think. This was painful.
I'm with you, Dana, because like, look, we get it. Like, conflict is story, but unwatchable is unwatchable. And when it gets to the point where it's like, this is hurting me right now,
Right.
How far do you want to go with that?
The thing that I liked about Fleabag, at least for me, was that the main character tried her best in her, like, breaking the fourth wall. She was absorbing all of the awkwardness that you would feel, or all of the uncomfortableness. And so she was taking it all for you. And I still had it.
I still felt it. I still felt sandpaper everywhere. Like, so it was
definitely hard, but I did appreciate the fourth wall break where she was like, this is fucking ridiculous. And I'm acknowledging this. And you know what? I'm going to push it a little bit further. Boop.
Oh.
And then she just take it. She just take it. And it was one of those moments where you're like, oh, I could never in a million years live out a portion of the scene. And this woman is just taking it almost like for you. Like, she absorbed it for you and was like, it's okay, baby. I'm going to do it. It's fine. And it was fun kind of to see that other side of, like, if you didn't feel that awkwardness. And it was a lot of fun. That's why I love that show.
Well,
let me ask you something.
Miranda's Miranda's also super awkward and also breaks the fourth wall, and she just owns how awkward she's. Like, she'll trip and fall over something and be like, oh, didn't see that there, and keep going. And she just owns it. And actually, fun trivia fact, Call Me Kat, the show that I just said isn't funny, is actually lifted from Miranda. Unfortunately, Miranda is one of the executive producers, so she must have okayed it. Somehow they managed to make this fabulous show not funny, not even remotely funny. Anyway, but Tom Ellis is the romantic interest in Miranda. Tom Ellis, before he got famous, I didn't even recognize him at first. So there's another reason to watch Miranda.
I will. What was I going to ask you? So, Grace, do you see yourself more of a stand-up, or because I feel like I hear TV writer, like you're screaming TV writer in my ears, or do you see yourself as someone like, you were talking about watching the Conners and barring the fact that, barring Roseanne Barr, or do you see yourself as someone who might be, I know she didn't necessarily produce for herself. I'm trying to think of, there's a show on Showtime called MILF. I can't think of, I have to look it up, but I always admire the show. I've watched the show. Another one that's painful to watch because I'm just like, I guess because everything is a little bit too personal, but I was just like, I would not have dealt with the toddler the way that she dealt with her kid. Anyway, but that said, what I do admire about that actress though is she's like head writer show, and it's not MILF, sorry. Head writer, showrunner, and star. Like, do you see yourself in a space like that, or do you see yourself as just like kind of hard stand up all the way?
I don't think I'm creative enough to come up with a whole sitcom. I'm better at making observations. I'm like a Jerry Seinfeld kind of person. I'm better at making observations about things. Like I shop for Instacart, and one of the amazing things I've learned about shopping for Instacart is they make gluten-free orange juice. I had no idea. Apparently, all this time I've been drinking orange juice with gluten. And then I wonder, how do the oranges get gluten? If you go to Gelson's, that's where they sell gluten-free orange juice. It's on aisle 7. It's across from the fat-free water.
You can get a gluten-free Uber if you ask for it specially.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how do you make orange juice gluten-free?
How do you make it with gluten? That's the question.
On the shopping list, like that's what it said was gluten-free orange juice. So I just grabbed an orange juice and scanned it because I thought this has to be a joke. And I got an error message: customer wants gluten-free orange juice. And I thought, seriously? But then I went to Ralph's and they sell gluten-free olives. I went to Whole Foods. They sell, believe it or not, non-GMO water.
What?
So then, of course, I immediately assumed, so all the water I've been drinking has been genetically modified? I mean, what is this non-GMO water?
Girl,
and then
you were doing the
we must
Lord's
just
work.
really like...
I think everybody... Here's the problem. Everybody sells gluten-free orange juice.
Well, pretty much.
They're just not advertising it. They're not getting that extra $1. You know what I mean?
Fat-free water. 0 calories.
Ridiculous. Wow. That's ridiculous.
We just really need to hear this is gluten-free strawberries and gluten-free olives. We just need to hear gluten-free and non-GMO. We just feel so much better about ourselves.
For some people, you probably do, which it's sad to say, but it's probably true. You know, that's kind of like the lady when I was passing out flyers. She asked me if the flyer I was passing out was vegan. She needed to be, reassured that
absolutely
there is no meat in the flyer.
Wow.
Like you're gonna eat it? Like what the fuck? Holy moly! Then you'll forget the date because it'll be in your stomach.
My first experience with one of these radical food people was in college. This guy told me multiple times he's a vegetarian, and he was very proud of the fact that he's a vegetarian. So we go out to lunch one day. He orders a turkey burger, and I said, "Wait, but all this time we've known each other, you've been very insistent that you're a vegetarian. Did you change your mind?" And he looked at me like lasers were coming out of his eyes, and I thought I was going to be dead and buried by the lasers coming out of his eyes. And he goes, "Turkey is poultry."
What the hell?
What?
Poultry?
I mean, where I come from, if it has a face and a mother, it's meat. It's meat.
Yeah.
You can't be a vegetarian that eats turkey. There's no such
You can't and here's the thing. It's tough because people have leveled similar arguments about fish. And that's just weird.
Hey man, they have sex, they make babies, they reproduce.
So I mean, to me, poultry is specifically on the side of meat.
It's a weird business. It's a weird business trying to figure out which animals deserve it. That's a weird business to get into. I'm not gonna do it.
Hey,
y'all
man,
can do it. I'm not gonna do it.
Oh,
covered in barbecue sauce. I'll eat it.
I can. I heard a comedian explain it once. He goes, "We only care about the animals that are cute." And here's how I know. People get all upset about the dolphins getting caught in the tuna nets, which is why you buy tuna and it says dolphin-free tuna. Well, nobody's upset about the tuna caught in the tuna nets.
They're ugly.
They're not cute.
They got big bug eyes. You're like, nah, you won't mind. We're just doing you a favor.
I'm annoyed about the dolphins because I never get to eat the dolphin. I just get the tuna in the can.
It's go to Japan for that one.
It's bugging me. It's really bugging me.
They have it in Japan, Keith, but your hair.
But yeah, that is an issue. Is like, okay, well, which animal deserves it? Which animal doesn't deserve it? Like, is it intelligence? Is it cuteness? Is it like closeness to humanity? What is
definitely not any of those. It's just what was convenient at the time, and then now it's still very convenient.
Well, chickens are assholes, so I understand why we eat them. That makes sense to me, right? I mean, I can't be alone on that.
Well, I didn't know that chickens were assholes. Let me just say that.
I have chickens and I can attest to this. They are assholes.
I didn't know because that's when I was eating chicken. That wasn't the reason why. It was just that's where I grew up eating.
So you weren't
until I
eating
stopped.
chickens because they taste like assholes.
Yeah, I have no.
No, I mean their attitude. They're not very nice. Not very personal.
Oh, okay, I got you. Okay. No, let me rethink that then.
Not personable.
Yeah, they're not personable. Is that one of the requirements for food?
Doesn't talk politely back. You
Yes,
gotta
because if you can teach your food how to sit and
We
like,
we don't say that like zucchini is more charming than carrots. Like we don't do that with why the hell with you know what I mean? Like why would we try and do that with animals? I don't know. Look, I don't fault the vegans. I don't fault the meat eaters. Eat what you want.
no, exactly. It's your body.
But be consensual about it. Like, and by consensual, I mean obviously the cow's not going to sign the release, but
can I eat you?
Like you can't, yeah. Like you have to be kind at least, and we don't want to be torturing animals. I'm definitely against all of that.
Yeah, that whole mass production farm shit where they're all crushed together.
Yeah, we can always do better. We can always do better for everything that we do.
Especially if you plan to kill them. I'm sure some of them know. I'm sure there's some one. If their brain's big enough, I'm sure a cow realizes the moment that conveyor belt's going up. Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna stash my money on betting on what a cow believes and what a cow knows. But
I'm going home.
I'm gonna keep that in my pocket. I'm not gonna that cow looks pretty dumb. I'm gonna be honest with you.
He's like, sunshine. What?
Yeah.
Oh.
But still, I'm not trying to hurt that cow. I'm just trying to eat. At the end of the day, that's what it's about, right?
Oh man! So before we let you go, we want to do a presentation really quick. If you don't mind, would you like to join us for this fun presentation?
That depends. What is it?
It is Women Heroes of Sport 2021.
I gotta say before we do this, I'm a bit embarrassed for International Women's Month. I don't really know any international women. Just you guys here from the States, so.
I'll put myself.
I know it's a stupid joke. It's fine. It's just a podcast. It's a place for
learning.
Stupid jokes. Yeah.
We're learning.
I'll be better.
All right, so we have Women Heroes of Sports 2021.
Amazing.
All right, first up we have Venus Williams and Serena Williams. Y'all know who these beautiful ladies are, right?
Yes.
Yep.
These are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So it says Venus Ebony Starr Williams. I had no clue that was the whole until I saw it. The whole name. Born June 17th, 1980, is an American professional tennis player. A former world #1 in both singles and doubles, Williams is generally regarded as one of the all-time greats of women's tennis, and along with her younger sister Serena Williams, ushering in a new era of power and athleticism on the women's professional tennis tour.
Can I tell you?
Oh, yes, go ahead.
Sorry, I just want to say that I hate reading bios when I find out that these superstars that are great at what they do are younger than me. They're like, she's 4 years younger than me. I'm like, don't
be jealous. Don't be jealous. Stop it.
I suck so bad. Like,
don't be jealous.
Anyway, go ahead.
Sorry. Williams has been ranked world #1 in the Women's Tennis Association for over a total of 19 weeks, 11 in singles and 8 in doubles. She first reached #1 ranking in singles on February 25th, 2002, becoming the first African American woman to do so in the Open era, and the second all-time since. I'm going to probably butcher this name. I apologize. I tried over and over to pronounce it properly. Althea Gibson? Am I saying?
Yeah, that's Althea Gibson, a graduate of Tuskegee University, my alma mater. Yes.
Very nice. She became the world #1 in doubles for the first time on June 7th, 2010, alongside Serena, after the pair won their 4th consecutive Grand Slam doubles crown. Williams' seven Grand Slam singles titles are tied for 12th on an all-time list. So that's amazing. And then we have our next woman hero of 2021 sports, Lisa Leslie.
Hey.
And I met her, and I want to thank my brother-in-law Chris Astolos. We went to a Sparks game. He gave me a call and we went. And then at the end, we got to high five all of the basketball awesome people as they were walking by back into the locker room. We got to, either shake hand or high five, whichever they wanted. Really
they
awesome.
go by basketball people. That's their.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's the nomenclature.
Sparks.
They go for.
A native of Greater Los Angeles, Leslie dominated at Morningside High School in the late 1980s, culminating in her 101-point first-half performance her senior year.
Woo!
Yeah, that's crazy. Leslie then took her talents to the University of Southern California, starting for the Women of Troy from 1990 to 1994. After playing professionally in Italy and the conclusion of her collegiate, I think that's am I saying that right or wrong?
Collegiate,
thank you, career. Leslie, I'm horrible. I'm a horrible person. I apologize.
No, I just wanted to help. You asked.
No. You're good. I needed the help. I'm just saying I suck at pronouncing words.
That's not even a name.
Leslie reintroduced herself to American basketball fans at the 1996 Olympic Games, leading the USA basketball women's Olympic team to the gold medal in Atlanta. Yes. Her performance attracted the attention of the then WNBA, which made her one of the featured stars of the league. Allocated her hometown team, Leslie captioned the Los Angeles Sparks to a pair of titles, all while culminating an array of individual honors throughout her 12-year WNBA career. She also added 3 more gold medals to her trophy case as a member of 2000, 2004, and 2008 Olympic teams. So that's amazing. And then we have Frida Zamba. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that properly. Frida Zamba was the youngest female to win a Pro Tour contest at the youngest world champion ever at 19. That's crazy.
Wow.
She won her first. Yes, she won her first 3 titles in succession from 1984 to 1986, capturing her 4th in 1988, equaling the then record of Mark Richards, who's a world famous surfer. In her prime, Zamba crossed the performance chasm that separated male and female surfers, and for that alone is regarded by many as one of the greatest female surfers ever.
Wow.
Yeah. And then to close it out, we have Christine Brazil. With 135 caps and 90 goals from Brazil, Christine is second all-time in both categories for the... I can't even say this word, dude. I'm really...
Oh, my God.
It's
Sound it out.
Google it.
Seleccio.
Spell it. Just tell us. Just spell it.
SELECAO.
Oh, SELACEO.
ECAO.
ECAO. I don't that.
I'm not sure what that.
But
somebody put it.
I do want to say this though. It's probably Christian because it's IANE.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but I'm just looking at the spelling. But this is exciting.
Oh yes.
Because I think it's we are obviously proud of the American women's soccer team, but but soccer is around the world, a global sport, and so much respect. And I mean, because we're in this country, I look at us as kind of behind on quite a bit, and so just much respect to the women of soccer around the world. Because I feel like women's soccer, it became a big conversation in this country, but like women have been knocking out the box on soccer, long time, and so just much respect, big love to Christiane Brazil. And is she? And I'm now. And where is she? She's not from Brazil, is she? Where is she from?
It says that I believe so. Actually, I believe those colors and the flag that are on her uniform. Yeah, she's from Brazil.
Okay, that's so funny. She's got a last name. Her last name matches her country.
Yes, that's actually what I was getting confused with looking up.
That's why I was like, let me be clear. I'm not being presumptive.
Yeah,
but here in the States, the women have been knocking out of the park compared to the men's soccer for years now. So,
it says the forward is only 33. But she's already played in 4 World Cups. She was awarded the bronze ball at the 2007 tournament, and her 4 editions of the Olympic Games, winning the silver medal in both 2004 and 2008. Her club career has included stints in Brazil, Germany, Sweden, America, Russia, South Korea, France, and China.
Yes, girl.
Get it?
Fucking.
Let me say this. Her name is actually, she's from Brazil, but her last name is Christiane Rosera.
Oh man, I failed.
R-O-Z-E-I-R-A. I just want to share that, not to mess with you.
I thought she was from Rosera.
I love that. I just want to share that because as a woman, I just want women to get all of their flowers, all of their respect. And so
absolutely.
Guys, you can't trust any of the facts you hear on podcasts. I just want to let everyone at home know that.
That's a fact booster. That's a fact booster. I'll just say it like that. Me and Stefan are in partnership. So I just want to help my partner.
I appreciate all the love. Yeah. Please.
And Stefan, hats off to you for doing that work. That was
trying to inform
the audience.
Yes. Oh yes. My cousin and my uncle are great surfers. So that was one thing when I was doing, I was like, okay, I got to look up the surfing thing, because there's a lot of people who take surfing very seriously. But we want to thank you, Grace, for joining us, and we really appreciate you hanging out with us and coming onto the podcast.
Mm-hmm. And you've given us, Grace, a ton of great recommendations.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Grace. Thank you.
Do you have any shows coming up or anything you'd like to promote that you're doing?
Well, you can follow me on Instagram. My hashtag, I changed it, is the Sparkly Comic, because my last name is Hungarian. There you go, international. And nobody can spell it. Even when I say B is a baseball, A is an apple, L is a nobody can spell it. So I came up with the hashtag the Sparkly Comic. I do have a show coming up at Flappers on the 28th, and possibly, if I book it, a live show on the 3rd, which I'll be singing opera, which is what I do when I'm not doing comedy. Just follow me on Instagram and hope you can make a show.
Definitely. Yeah, you guys hit her up for how to get those tickets. You got to get those tickets to Flappers.
Yay!
Yes.
Woo!
Again, thank you so much. It was awesome having you on here. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, Grace.
Thank you.
And we want to thank
her.
Yes. I'm sorry. I was just going to thank her
right there.
Can I say that I think Grace was amazing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Only a couple people at home got that, and that's fine. Guys, holler at your boy for funerals. I do funerals. I do wakes. Any kind of ceremony.
I know you too well. That's why I giggled too soon, and nobody else giggled.
You were already expecting a dumb joke. Yeah. You're like, this is going to be worse than my boyfriend's. I know it. It's going to be the same dumb joke, but like,
isn't it kind of like not? It'd be weird if I said it was the same thing, but you're like his comedy wife. So yeah, I got to deal with you both all the time.
Yeah. She lives with my work wife, guys. So
yeah.
So is she a wife, or she's your wife's wife? Is that?
I'm the wife to the work wife.
Right.
I'm confused, but okay.
But a little turned on, kind of hungry.
I remember that from the last time we had you guys on the show.
No one ever knows.
Yes. It was awesome. Thank you guys for coming and co-hosting with us. We really appreciate it.
We miss you, Dan.
We miss you, Dan, and we miss you, Stacy. Also, just a big shout out. Rest in peace, George Segal, because I saw that yesterday on the news.
Yeah.
Speaking of the fucking Goldbergs,
right. Joanna popped it up when we were talking, but we were on a different train.
And Jessica Walter too.
Yes, that's another big one. Wow.
Yeah. So
I don't know. I don't have to learn who that is, right?
The most recent thing I can think of is she voiced Archer's mother on.
And but she was also on Arrested Development.
Yeah,
I do know who that is. I love her.
Yeah,
okay, I do know who that is.
She was the mom on Dinosaurs too.
Not the mama. Arrested Development.
Yeah, she was the mama.
Oh, okay. So different show. Sorry, I got it confused. Were you saying Dinosaurs?
Yes.
Okay, I love that show.
So we lost.
She was the mama.
We lost Mother and Pop Pop.
Oh, there you go. Mother and Pop Pop.
Wow.
Yes.
80. She was 80.
Wow. Well, she lived. That's pretty long, man. Most men don't live to 80.
Respectable age to get to.
And she died in her sleep. She went peacefully. So
if I make it till 80 years old, I would have lost like several bets. Yeah.
And George Segal, God rest him, 87.
Nice.
That's long for a man. I'm gonna tell you, man lives to 70. Jeez.
I respect that level of work, like putting in that many years in life.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, if I make it that far, good for me.
Oh yeah. We want to thank everybody. Thank you for coming and watching. Ed, who else we got here? We got Joanna. We got Lauren. Let's see here. We got Ricky. And please send us your information, Ricky.
Yes.
We got Linda.
Linda Marcus Smith.
Linda,
hey.
what's up? I'm doing Linda Marcus Smith's show soon.
Nice.
I posted today. I did the podcast
in April.
I did. I posted our clip from our podcast time today.
If you guys have any shows you want to plug, whoever wants to go first, doesn't matter. Keith, Dana, Christina, anybody. If you got any shows, anything coming up, you want to tell everybody about? Go for it.
So I have on Saturday I'm doing Carol Newell's show in the park. On Sunday I'm doing Soul Sisters comedy with Suit Man. I think that's what he calls himself. And it's so fun. And it's so weird because I want to say I booked this back in December or January. So it has seemed so far away. But I remember when I booked it with him, I thought, well, at this moment, we don't have any shows in March. Why not? Why not? So I'm excited because it's here. It's here. So I know those for sure. That's Saturday and Sunday. I don't think there's anything happening on Friday. I don't think there's anything happening for me on Friday. So we're just going to chill out, probably do a mic with Pretty Funny Women. Anybody looking to mic. And I mean, you guys definitely follow me on Instagram. I'm cooking up some great things with the Comedy Lounge and Scott Henry on Clubhouse. We're going to be doing a women's mic in the mornings, a morning mic for the ladies on Clubhouse. I'm very excited about it. And but details to come. And that's it. So join me Saturday if you're local to LA, Pan Pacific Park, 3 p.m. Sunday, I believe it's going to stream live to Facebook. But if not, follow me on IG and I'll give you the details.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Any shows or anything you want to promote, Keith?
Okay, so I would like to promote at Liar Comedy always. And so we have a couple shows coming up. We have the Shit Show on Saturday, which, oh my God, guys.
This is going to be the best one yet. For real. Absolute 100% truth.
Maybe too good. Yeah. This is going to blow you away, this Shit Show. It's a little bit of there might be too many laughs per minute in this show. I had to take a laugh break recording it. And then I swear, I honestly do comedy for the roasts. I love roasts. I got my first love of comedy was roasts. Watching Jeff Ross.
Oh yes,
Comedy Central. You never you see comedians perform and they're funny, and every once in a while they got a funny bit, and you're like, oh yeah, you're brilliant, and I want to be like you, and you're solid, all that stuff. But when you watch a roast, that's the most bent over, gut wrenching, knee slapping, just fuck you. It's all gonna knock you sideways comedy you've ever felt. You feel it in your gut. You laugh so hard at those roast jokes. Anyway,
we got one of those.
We're doing a roast next Thursday, April Fool's Day. We're roasting Craig Applebaum, and that's going to be you can watch it on Zoom or you can watch it on Hot Mic, which is the hottest new mic to watch it on. No, it's a good platform. It's a new platform where you can watch comedy. It's almost like a pay-per-view for comedy. It's awesome. It's like a virtual comedy club, basically, platform where you can watch all these different comedy clubs. So those are the two shows coming up. And the only thing else I would pitch is, guys, check out my merch page. It's horrible. It's terrible. I'm not even tell you. I'm not going to tell you the name of it because I don't want you to find it. No, but it's Yesterday's Sushi is the name of the merch page, and it's
That's what it's called. That's dope.
Yesterday's
Amazing.
Sushi.
I like that. That's dope, dude. Yesterday's Sushi.
It's on Redbubble.
I like that. I like that. Yesterday's Sushi.
That's it
dope.
for me, guys. That's all I can do.
Woo, Keith.
Ah,
Yes.
Jesus.
All right. And are you going to be doing the tech stuff for Friday Night Funnies, Christina, this Friday?
Of course. I'm always doing I'm doing the tech for Friday Night Funnies. I did the tech for Shit Show, and it was fucking hysterical, guys. If you want to see what the Shit Show is all about, watch on Saturday, because this episode was literally the epitome of what the shit show should be. It was so good. And of course, I'm very excited about the roast of Craig Applebaum. I love him. And if you love horror movies and you love to listen to people talk shit, you can listen to me, Stefan, and Keith all talk about fucking horror
Scary
movies.
ass movies. Yes.
Weird. It's not even scary movies. If you don't like scary movies, there's a weird ass movie, there's a scary movie, there's a gross movie, there's just a what the fuck movie. It's all there, guys.
And I will point out that Christina is an integral part of the Shit Show.
Yes.
Thank you.
It cannot
Christina,
happen without
International
her.
Women's Month.
She's a co-producer of the Shit Show. She makes it happen. She does everything behind the scenes that you don't see on camera.
And you can always hear my cackle in my boyfriend's fucking screen.
Yeah, she's our best laugher too. There's maybe those things are related. I don't know.
I love you guys though. Oh.
Oh yeah.
He feels it. He feels that love. Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right. So part 2, when you come back, Keith, Joanna wants to know what's the story with Yesterday's Sushi, but we are so far over time. So
Yes.
what we'll do is we're going to have you back.
Put it in the
all get
chat.
to talk
Yeah.
about
Yes. So thank you guys so much. We will see you next week. We greatly appreciate all of you and love all of you. Thank you. Have a beautiful evening. Take care. Oh wait,
Thanks for having me.
doggy wants to say hi.
Hey, puppy.
Here we
Hey,
go.
baby girl. Say hi.
I do not want to say
Hey
hi.
guys, you got a joint?
That was
All
a
right.
he looking like,
What's
looking
up, buddy?
like one good
my
eye.
God.
Okay. Careful, watch your feet. All right. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye.